7, 6, 5, 4. One day we're going to have a young Jamie back here,
That'd be nice.
right?
Young Jamie, pull that shit up.
Just like our bitch. My channel.
And he's from Columbus.
And-
Shout out Jamie.
All right, we are live.
We are live. Welcome back to the
We Got Five on It
podcast. Thanks for coming back. I don't know if you guys listened last week, but if you didn't, check into that. It was a pretty good one. This week's top 5 we're going to do. This is a requested topic. It's the top 5 things you'd want to accomplish if you knew you only had 5 months to live.
Difficult.
Pretty tough.
It was
Yeah.
a tough one.
Very
That was
tough. I'm not great at the social media, so I'm going to pass it over to Tybo and tell you how you can find us, do your thing.
Yeah, for sure. So for anybody that's listening that doesn't already follow us on Instagram or Twitter, they both have the same name, and that's the number 5 on it pod. So 5 on it pod. That's Instagram and Twitter. And if you're not subscribed to us, which I gotta assume you are, if you're listening at this point, the YouTube channel is We Got 5 on it, all spaces, and the number 5 is spelled out. So if you haven't listened to last week's, I'd highly recommend you go back and do that. Last week was the top 5 people that you'd want to have a beer with if they had to tell you the truth, and that's a big caveat. So last week was really good. I'd recommend you go back and listen to it if you haven't already. But yeah, once again, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, number 5 on it pod. And that's also a great spot for recommendations for any future weeks.
Yeah, we're always looking for
Yeah.
topics.
I mean, we've only got so many, and we've got a few in the holster, but we're always open to any suggestions, and we welcome that. So
Absolutely. One thing we didn't really touch on last week, every month we do a little challenge amongst the 3 of us. And since it is April 29th today, right?
30th.
30th.
yeah,
Shit.
end of the month, man.
Yes. So we did 100 push-ups a day for the month of April, and we are done.
Done. Thank
fuck
God.
push-ups.
Thank God.
I'm going to say some days were easy, some days were hard,
I thought all days were hard.
but we're here.
I thought most of them were not that bad if you just did them. If you left yourself a time to think about it all day, that's when it sucked.
That's what I did.
Like, yeah,
I'm a
you're a
procrastinator.
night owl.
I'm a
I'm
night
like
owl.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
finish them before 6 a.m.
Yeah,
Just get
that's
it
what I
over
did.
Yeah.
So I go to the gym every once in a while with my dad, and we play horse. And so if he gets a letter, he has to run around the gym twice. If I got a letter, I would do the push-ups.
Yeah.
So
That's a fun way to do it.
if I lost,
Yeah.
that's 50 right there.
Yeah.
So
Did you guys break? I mean, my strategy was 20 to 25 at a time. That was my strategy.
I was able to do towards the end. I was able to do 50 in a row. Like
I
just
can't-
just
I'm
knock
not
out.
even close
But
to
most of those were half asleep because I did them usually like 4 a.m.
Yeah, I
So
can't
I would
do
literally
50.
just hop out of bed and I would just shake my arms out and go, "All right, you fucking pussy, let's do this," and just go and then do them. A lot of times I go to work really early though, and I would have to like space them out. You know, all right, I did this. Now I owe 15. I
Well,
did
now-
this.
yeah.
Now I owe 15.
Now I feel
Yeah.
like a bitch, dude, because I think
No.
I can only do like 35 at one
How
time.
many could you do at the start though?
Fucking like 15.
Improvement.
It
That's
was so
fucking
bad.
good. Yeah.
that's over 50%
It
improvement.
was
Yeah.
so bad. It was.
Well, I thought what
It was
was really
humbling.
cool was that we we don't have a massive following by any means, but we've already had listeners that
Couple guys
joined
jumped
in
on.
Did we?
doing that with us.
Oh,
yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Probably like 4 or 5 guys, right?
Shout out to
Nice.
Oggs, my
Yeah.
brother-in-law.
Yeah,
He sent me videos of him doing it.
my man.
See, I think that's so cool. That's
Yeah.
That is cool.
so far the number one thing that's fired me up about doing this.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like that's
That's cool.
awesome.
That is cool.
So the month of May is coming up.
Hold on to your seats.
Yeah. Cam has decided that he's not going to drink for all of the month of May. I've decided that I'm going to follow and do the same. Tybo, we can't convince to do that.
Fuck no.
He's a man of rituals. And,
Yes, sir.
It
So-
would be
So
wrong.
what I'm gonna do is my goal is to run. I don't know. Like I want to bring this. Ask you guys. I don't work out ever. I walk on the golf course every once in a while, and that's between like from the cart to the green. but
How do you stay skinny then? Because you drink a lot of beer.
great genetics, man.
Yeah, you just blessed.
Yeah, I'm just
20s. 20s. He's 20.
I don't know. Tybo seems like a guy that'll always be skinny. He's like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, my biological dad's pretty
Thin.
narrow.
Yeah.
So my goal is, and what I was gonna say is 10 miles a week not enough?
No,
That's
I
a
think
lot.
that's good.
That's
I
a
think
lot?
that's good.
That's a lot.
Do you think that's a lot?
That's a lot.
but it's supposed to challenge him. I think that's good.
For your time, honestly, I think if you start at 5 miles a week,
You think 5?
I think 5 miles a week is a.
But all right,
Damn.
so
So that
Can't
gives
say
you
that.
that gives you 1 mile a day.
all right,
5
so
days a week.
This is my train of thought when I was thinking about that. If I'm running, I'm one of those guys like if I'm actually doing it, I'm not gonna stop at a mile because I've run a mile and
That's fine.
I'm gonna spend 20 minutes running. I gotta assume I'm not that out of shape, and I'm out
No,
of
you're
shape.
gonna
But
run
I'm,
it.
I'm gonna run
Yeah.
2 miles easily if I put 20 minutes to it.
That's
Do
fine.
that. So I'm gonna put my number at. I'll put it at 8. How about that?
8?
We'll meet somewhere halfway.
8 miles.
Okay.
I'll do
8 miles.
8 miles a week.
I'm
8
in.
miles a
I'll do it
week.
with you.
All right.
I think that's good. There's a, I don't know, do you have any way of tracking that? If not, Under Armour has a great running app.
I will.
I don't know if either one of you guys have used it, but you
I
just
will-
turn it on and it tracks you.
Yeah. So I'll be posting at the 8 mile clip, and then I'll also do a little 8 mile freestyle.
My watch does it
I
for
love
me.
that. That's a promise. You just promised that.
Done. Done.
8 mile freestyle.
I got that whole last verse.
Dun, 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 dun,
Let that
dun,
bitch
dun,
go
dun.
first. Worst things Papa Doc ever said, dude.
That's one of the top 5 greatest movie scenes of all time.
Oh,
The
undoubtedly.
last scene of 8 Mile.
Undoubtedly.
Or
The-
essentially the last scene of it.
Yeah, the whole freestyle thing. Oh, yeah. All right, so 8 miles with the rap. It's a rap.
In.
I can't wait for that part of it.
Awesome.
And then you and I are not drinking. We each get 1 day. That is the caveat. We each get 1 day in the month that we're going to drink. I already know I'm using mine on Cinco de Mayo,
I might also just
calling
not
my
use
shot.
mine, just to not use it.
just to one-up me.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay. Well, we'll have to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
All right, shall we jump into it?
Yeah, let's
so
jump in.
let's go over the ground rules real fast. So it's if we had 5 months to live, we found out today, right now, we have 5 months to live. What would be the top 5 things we want to accomplish?
We're dying of a massive heart attack.
I was gonna ask each one of you like how you would want to know that you were dying.
So this is my thing. If I was dying from cancer, it would change my answers. So it's got to be something that you are dead.
I'm going to die in a car crash.
Okay, good
Head
one.
on,
Good
instantly
one.
dead.
Good
Yeah,
one.
I know in 5 months I'm dying in a car crash.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Well, you'll see how.
I'm going out on a. I'll tell you later.
Because I want to be fully. The reason I say that is I want to be fully healthy while I do everything I'm doing up until.
Okay, let's set that.
point.
We're fully healthy all the way through the
all
5
the way
months.
up.
Okay.
But 5 months to today,
You're
we're
dead.
all dying.
Yes.
And
Second caveat: money is not an issue.
Yes.
Money is not an issue.
Yeah.
So
you can
travel,
make things happen. Travel.
Yes, you can do
You
whatever
can
you
take
wanna
off
do.
of work. You're gonna do those things.
but it also has to be within the realm of your physical and mental abilities. Meaning,
Yes.
you can't cure cancer in 5 months.
Yes.
None of us
Yeah.
are gonna do that,
Yes.
whether we're alive or dead. It's just not happening.
Challenge accepted.
Fumble.
We are in a bar. We are live, and
Okay.
things like that happen. So, Cam, you're leading us off.
Yeah, I'll jump into mine. So, anybody who knows me, I'm a pretty on top of it guy. I don't let too many things slip between the cracks. So, without saying, I'm going to get all my affairs in order.
Okay.
All of my things are going to be taken care of, things like that. Also, before, I'm not telling anybody I'm dying until maybe a month left.
Okay.
Other than
Okay.
okay, let me get into my thing though.
Yeah.
So other than people that I have to tell that I want to have the 5 months off so I could spend time with my kid type thing. But other than that, I'm not telling my family. I'm not telling my friends. I'm not telling anybody until 1 month left. I don't want to fucking be bothered. I don't want to have people call me like, hey, trying to hang out with me. I don't want that.
Okay.
So I'm going 1 month out.
You don't want the fanfare of dying.
No. Well, you know,
great way to
you
put
know
it.
people like
Like,
people
look
like
at
to be
me.
part of that victimhood.
Yeah,
you know, like,
yeah,
oh, I
no,
was
no,
with
no.
him when he died. You know, like
Right.
that bullshit.
Right.
Okay, so jumping into it. Number 5. This is going to have to be later on. This is not necessarily in chronological order or whatever you want to call it. High speed chase. I want to be able to pick out whatever car I want and go Gone in 60 Seconds and just fucking high-speed chase with the police.
So you're going full GTA 5-star rating.
I'm going.
You're going
yeah,
balls
I'm
to the
going
wall.
balls to the wall. I'm driving a Lambo and I'm going fucking ham. And I'm driving through streets. I'm doing crazy stuff. Just sounds like a lot of fun. Number 4, I'm gonna select a few of you lucky people, and I'm taking you to South America, and we're going on an ayahuasca trip, and we're gonna talk to Jesus.
That's such a great double entendre. I don't
It's-
even know you did it.
And we're going, and I feel like that's gonna make me okay with death. Number 3, golf trip to Europe with my golf buddies. You know, probably hit all the historic spots, do the whole thing.
Yep.
Kind of boring, but awesome for me.
Yep.
Number 2, not as boring. I'm gonna tie up my loose ends. I'm gonna close some doors, and I'm gonna purge some people.
I have a big question about that once we all say our lists and we dive into it.
I've got quite a few.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
purge some people.
I have 3 question marks next to that one.
Number 1 is not that exciting, but it's really exciting for me. I'm gonna make a video diary for my daughter Elle, and it's going to be every milestone in her life. Every single milestone, Dad's gonna be there, and he's gonna have a video for you when you graduate high school, when you first drive your car, when you get married, when you do all those things. Dad's gonna fucking be there, and she can just pump in the video and go, all right, this is how much my dad loved me, because she's still a little bit young. She might forget, she's young enough to where she wouldn't remember me a whole bunch. But I feel like if I had a video of me with my fucking beard and doing my thing and talking shit, she would remember me, and that would be my number 1.
I just my beer got fuller because a couple tears went into it.
No,
that's
so-
fucking.
So you had that thought. I had the opposite thought. We need to get this guy's vodka less full so we can get real emotional in this shit.
Oh, I
so
mean,
ours might get more full,
Yeah.
but his needs to continue
Yeah.
to go down.
Yeah,
that's a good. I mean, you can't argue that. I think that's
Yeah,
a beautiful
it's-
thing.
it's
I
just-
I
it
do
is
have a couple
beautiful.
questions about it once we
Yeah.
get to it. But what was your list brought to you by?
Whoever makes videos for kids, I don't know. Whoever could make me, if you're out there, and you could-
Nickelodeon.
if you could make me a high quality video, like me, just talking, maybe with a decent backdrop, like a cityscape or something, like an 8th grade picture. Yeah, something
Hey,
like that.
hey, look, I'm on the moon now.
Yeah,
Look,
yeah.
I'm on the moon.
Yeah, like that. Because she would appreciate that from me. Perfect.
That's all that matters.
Those are my 5.
That's good.
I held off on a joke about who makes videos for little kids, and I'm just gonna let that be.
Yeah.
So my
Jared
top-
from Subway.
Oof.
thank you for doing that for me.
I hate Subway.
Yeah, that's not the best.
I liked it.
No, it's so shitty. Nobody can tell me that Subway's
I'm
good.
a little bit older than you guys, but I remember when Subway was good.
Yeah, I remember when Subway was good.
because it was the only option.
Before $5 footlongs. When Subway was still like a decent price sandwich, decent meats, it was good.
I
Now,
lived off $5 footlongs in college, so don't slander
it's
Subway.
better than some things.
Any sandwich shop comes down to the meat. If the meat
Oh,
is
yeah.
quality, I'm a big meat guy, man.
Submarina, USUR,
Okay.
big or little, you like them both.
I got to tell one quick story. When my mom would make my lunches, I'd have to get
Big and little meat, and you bring your mom up.
I was that little bitch. I needed the free range, organic, legit meat. And if she tried to
you
slip in,
serious?
if she tried to slip in some Oscar Mayer or something, I'd throw the sandwich away and get in the car and be like, she'd be like, "How was your day?" I'd be like, "It was okay, but my sandwich wasn't good. I threw it away."
What kind of
It's just like
bougie ass?
I could never slip it in on him.
What
She
kind
could never
of-
slip it in.
What kind of bougie ass little kid are you asking for free range fucking ham?
That was the most trouble my kid has ever gotten in for throwing away her sandwich.
I know. I was that kid,
That's a great story.
but only when it was shit meat. Come on, mom.
I use the
You're better than that, Mom.
smokehouse turkey. It's pretty good.
So
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah.
Sorry,
no, you're good. You're good. So my top 5 is brought to you by Expedia.com because there's no way I can make any of this happen without being able to just
Travel plans.
fucking fly wherever I want to fly on a dime.
Yeah. That's a good one.
So my number 5 is I would like to scuba dive at the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. Number 5, scuba in the Great Barrier Reef. Number 4, now granted, this is all predicated on the fact that And money is not an issue. And this is why I have this one. If that wasn't the case, I wouldn't do it. But I want to go to Vegas for 1 week, which sounds like a preposterous proposal with 8 to 10 guys.
Gee.
But granted, IVs will be supplied every morning. We're going to be A-OK, and we're going to ball out.
Like that one.
Number 3, Italy. There's so many things I'd like to do in Italy.
By yourself?
I'd go by myself. Yeah, just backpack it. You know, I'm doing my miles a day at this point, so
hostel
I'm
thing.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm good. So I'd like to go to Italy for a month. I mean, I feel like I could spend a week in Rome, Florence, Venice. I can do it all. Number 2 is, considering today is April 30th, it kind of just got to that midway point where I'm getting cut off. If we were doing this on May 1st, I'd be in prime time zone. But I want to go to every sports team that is my favorite sports team and see a game at home. So, unfortunately, basketball and hockey don't start until mid-October. So I just miss it.
Oh, yeah.
I just miss it. But I can see the Red Sox in playoffs, and yes, they're still making the playoffs this year. Go see the Jaguars, and then I'll go see the Buckeyes. So I miss the Knights, and I miss the Spurs, but I've been to a Spurs game. The Knights one would kind of suck. I guess we're in Vegas for a week, so maybe I can do it then. Actually, no, I can't.
It would be
Next
too
time
late.
Yeah, it's too late. But that's my number 2. And my number 1, I know you said is boring, but it's our top 5. I would like nothing more than to take 3 to 7 of my best friends and go on a golf trip across America and Europe for a month. So
Yeah.
I would you'd start at Scottsdale, work your way east, and then go to Europe, and then that's the trip.
Yeah. No, I'm on board.
So,
Yeah.
scuba diving at the Great Barrier Reef, Vegas for a week with your homies, Italy for a month, you go sports outings, and the golf trip across U.S. and Europe. And the one caveat I would have with my list is I'm kind of with you. I'm maybe not so much with you, but I know that with all this, that's taken about 3.5 months. The family and all that other stuff comes into play there, but at the same time, I feel like that's kind of a given. Like, who doesn't hang out with their family before they die? Like, so that's my top 5.
Like it.
Can't argue it. All right, my top 5 is brought to you by Wheels Up.
Ooh, private jet. PJ in
Private
it.
jet. That's one of my goals, man. Because
Getting it.
I think the memberships.
$100,000 up front. Then you pay per. I already looked into it.
Are you sure it's $100,000?
$100,000 up front.
I thought it was like 26. I'm like, man, I could maybe do that one day.
Only 26?
No, it's
what I thought.
$100,000 up front to be part of the thing, and then you pay per mileage, and it ends up being pretty awesome.
Is the $100,000 lifetime or is that?
I don't
a yearly
remember
thing?
exactly. I remember when it first came out, when like Ricky and all them were doing it, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I wonder what that Wheels Up is. And then they would show pictures of themselves, like fucking 4 of
Right.
them in a private jet.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, for them, okay, so a flight to Hawaii, let's say, first class is $2,000. Those guys spend $2,500 per guy for a $10,000 flight, 4 of them. And you got a PJ, and you're
It's a no-brainer.
fucking- Yeah, you got crazy.
Is there a BJ included with the PJ?
I don't know. Depends on who you bring. You bring the right guys. You play your cards right. Yeah.
If I was like just balling, that might be the first luxury. I don't think I'd buy a plane because it just doesn't make sense, the maintenance and all
No,
that.
that's stupid.
But that, okay, so Wheels Up. If you mention us, your first,
You get in for $100,000.
yeah. And then, yeah, your first flight, the taxi will cost
We'll
you.
we'll drive you.
We'll fly you.
Dude, I got
We'll
you.
drive you to the airport at French Valley Airport only.
and then
1000%.
I'll fly the plane.
Okay.
That's our offer. That's what I negotiated with Wheels Up, our corporate sponsor, and so that's it. It is what it is.
No experience
I
needed.
didn't negotiate that shit. I'm not getting on a plane with your ass. You
You-
serious?
You're gonna die anyways, dummy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe I'm only in month 2. I didn't go to Italy yet.
Well, if you plan accordingly, we can make it happen.
All right.
Anyways, number 5. So, okay, let me say this. I didn't really rank mine in the order of importance. It's more so in the order that I would do them.
Okay.
in a sense. I mean, it overlaps a little bit, obviously, but
Yeah.
and you'll see why. So, and I know we're not supposed to talk too much during our list, but I just need to explain it when I get to 1. Number 5, write a book. I know that sounds boring, but
Kinda.
I just want to write like a last manifesto, kind of like your videos for Elle. I don't have kids, but like my nieces and nephews, family members can look at this and be like, hey, this is what I believe. This is what, this is my life. These are my truths. And even if just my family has it, like I feel like there's like for your case it makes sense with Elle, but for my case I just want to write a book, like old school fucking just book.
You know, books take a long time to write, right?
Nah, man, you can knock it out.
Okay.
I've written a book. It's not published, but
How many pages?
when I factored it into like the average length of a book page, it was about 200.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
What'd you write it about?
It was about my family's divorce.
Really?
Yeah, so I wrote it in like high school and then my first year of college, and then I realized, kind of had an epiphany, because I was like, I want to help other people, but I kind of had an epiphany. It's like, you're just bitching. Like, get over it. Like, this doesn't define you. Like, stop being a little girl about it. Like,
So when you look back at it, do you think, what would you have done differently?
as far as the book,
Yeah, writing that book.
nothing, because it was really cathartic for me. I'm glad I didn't publish it.
Yeah.
I think it for sure would have helped a lot of people, but at the same time, like, it's not. I was making it too much. Like, in my mind, I was like, okay, I'm gonna take this and like, really help a lot of people. Like, my heart was in the right place, but then I was like, I don't want.
Came off as a pussy.
Well, I don't think that. I think it was more like, I didn't want that particular life event to define me moving forward. So I just took it for, hey, it was really cathartic. I'm not gonna air my family's dirty laundry. I'm not gonna. I just didn't want that to define me anymore moving
I
forward.
could see that also because like you hear about those kids that are like, oh, he's still working on it. Like your parents got divorced 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Fucking move on.
I hate
Figure
that.
it out.
Yeah, move on.
Yeah, fucking figure it
Yeah.
out, dude.
I mean, it's always gonna.
No, it does.
Affects me
And I'm
to a
not.
certain
I'm
degree,
not
but-
being. I have the same thing, but I'm not being insensitive to it. I'm just saying, like when you hear about a
They-
high school kid where they're like, well, he's dealing with a lot. Like his parents got divorced fucking 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Like
Figure
let it
it
go.
out.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
It's
Figure
more of
it
a
out.
crutch than just a reality of what
3
happened.
divorced families here.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah.
If you're in a
So
if you're in a classroom of 30, 25 are probably
Yeah.
divorced.
It's
25
the
kids
only. It's
probably
the
have
only
divorced
government thing that fails more than 50% of the time that's still going.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother conversation. But anyways, I think I can knock out a book.
Congratulations on your engagement.
Thank you. Number 4, I would want to scuba dive with sharks in Hawaii. Just like if I get eaten, I get eaten. Whatever.
Okay.
At that point, a lot of my list is like things that I think would spiritually connect me, and being in nature does that. Kind of like with what Cam you said about.
Ayahuasca.
Yeah. You said it might make you feel a little bit more comfortable with death. So mine's kind of along those lines too. Number 3, a Europe trip with Haley. Italy would for sure be on there. I'd love to stay on like a hillside like villa. Not even villa, like a little casita in Italy and make pasta with like a 90-year-old grandma and drink wine. And
Be on the Amalfi Coast and just,
Yeah.
How long are you going for?
I'd probably do
a monther?
I'd probably do that for a month.
Monther?
Yeah, because while you're
Backpack?
over there, because Europe's
Yeah.
pretty small. Like you
Yeah.
can see a lot of Europe in a month. So
They have an underwater fucking railway that can take you all over the place too.
I did
which is
not
crazy.
know that. Is
They
that
do?
real?
Yeah,
I think that was in the Avengers. I don't know.
It's
if
real.
Yeah. Okay.
Spoiler alert.
it's real.
Number 2, this would also probably be about a monther. An Alaska hunting and fishing trip with all my boys. I might bring Haley too because I'd want to spend the most time with her as possible. And for people that have not been to Alaska, that is, I'm gonna call it spiritual, whether you believe in God or not. It's something like you're connected to something.
I've heard that.
It's so big, so beautiful, so untouched. I think what it does is it makes you feel real small, which is a good thing for humans.
Yeah.
A lot of times. So yeah, got to do that. Number 1 is I want to streak at a pro event, and I want to do this on the last day, the second to last day that I was dying. So you initially, Cam, in your list had a massive party.
I did.
with people. So I was in my mind thinking, okay, that would be at the end of
That was going to be the end.
probably your last day, right? So my mind is like,
It
I
would be,
want to
it would,
streak.
yeah, it would be a week out, something like that.
So I would go to like Dodger Stadium, and I'd streak, and I'd arrange for a helicopter, like Space Jam, to come down as I'm streaking, and land in center field. There's got to be like some army vet that's like, yeah, dude, I'll fucking do that for you. I'll just pay him. I'm like, here's 10 grand, get a helicopter, come down. You see me running around. I jump on the helicopter. He takes me away. We fly to your massive party, and we just do.
Just dick swinging in the air.
I've never
as you
never
ride
smoked
up.
weed. I'll just be blazing weed this whole time.
Just
Weed is going to be the least of your worries that you're going to be doing on the
yeah,
last
But
day
dude,
of your
at that
life.
point, yeah.
But dude, that's like some Grand Theft Auto things. And then they take me to the massive party. I'm like, take me if you want, or you can just let a man die.
Now,
Yeah.
what about
I'm dying today. You really going to arrest
Yeah.
me, Audie?
Yeah,
Fucker.
all our friends and family.
Yeah.
If
Are
I
they-
can invite them to your party.
Are they
'cause,
waiting on the
I mean, we're all
helicopter?
gonna die at the same time, so I
Yeah.
figure we'll all be together.
Are they waiting on the helicopter for you?
Who?
Your family and friends?
No, they're all
at
like,
the party.
They're at
And
Cam's
he
Oh,
comes
you're already
in,
there?
He comes
They're
in,
at Cam's
dick
party.
swinging like this.
Yes. I
And
was
just,
assuming that
like,
Cam was still gonna have his
holding
massive party.
Holding
Okay,
on.
okay.
He's holding on, and it's just got
So
dick
that-
out. And you don't put any clothes on the whole night.
No.
The whole night.
The whole
No.
night you're naked.
You go out the way you came in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Butt ass naked.
So yeah, I just sprint onto the field, slap an umpire's ass.
Yeah.
I do a couple circles, and then all of a sudden this little chopper comes
Yasiel
down,
Puig
and
drops your ass.
I'm gone, like MJ out of Space Jam.
I really hope that Joe West is umpiring your game so you could just fuck him in the ass just like he fucked every other baseball team in the ass one last time.
What about
before you
Angel
go out.
Hernandez? Was he
Angel
on-
Hernandez is number 2.
He's
number
on the crew,
1,
too?
Yeah, he's on it too.
That guy's a joke.
He's a fucking joke.
I have one thing to bring up before we jump into everybody's shit. This one almost made my list. It was kill myself.
Damn, that is a deep.
It was kill myself because I want to be in control. I want to do when I do it. And I know the day.
That's
but
kind
I
of the
s-
person you are.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just want to I want to know that feeling.
How would you do it?
I'd shoot myself. Yeah,
With what?
fucking name it. Go to my house.
So
Yeah, whatever.
mm,
I didn't put it on there because it didn't seem that important to me. Really,
All right. I'm about to go deep. Quick.
it didn't seem that important to me, but it kind of did. It kind of felt like I was still in control of my own life.
I'm gonna go deep.
rather than somebody else telling me you're going out in 5 months,
So the only reason I think that's a absolutely terrible pick for you,
and I didn't do it. Yeah,
but the fact that it's an honorable mention, for lack of a better term, is you can't do your video diary and off yourself. That's not fair. You essentially
can.
Essentially
You
your
still can.
your number 6 turns into a suicide note as opposed to a
massive heart attack note.
It
I
is-
get that.
It is a
but I would
much
put that,
different
I would put
vibe
that
from the kid that's watching it.
true.
That
But
that's
later on,
not-
you would understand it. When you get older, you would understand it.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think you're assuming her mindset.
Yeah.
But also, that's why I didn't do it because, I mean, things happen. We are definitely dying after 5 months, but there's always that 99.9. I might fucking dodge a massive heart attack or whatever I'm gonna die from.
When would you do it? Just the day before or the day of?
Seconds before.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm thinking too much into this,
Yeah,
but
seconds before.
and it's totally
Yeah.
plausible that I'm thinking way too much into this. But you just went from having
A hero. I understand that
open
part.
casket funeral for your daughter. She could see
Which
it.
I'm getting cremated.
It's cathartic. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. You're still getting
Yeah.
burned after the open casket.
Yeah.
But now they can't show anything.
Yeah, I'm not
She'll
gonna do it in
m-
front of anybody. I just feel like you go
No,
out,
but-
you put on your favorite CD, you listen to the whole thing all the way through.
What would you go out to? White Rabbit.
No. My favorite, I would probably do. Oh man, that's tough. I didn't even think into that.
You guys need anything?
Yeah,
okay.
I'll take one of the. Yeah,
Thank you, Missy.
Wow, that's a tough one. I'd have to think about that. It would be. I
We
mean,
can come back to it.
Yeah,
We
I'd
can
have
come
to.
back
I'd
to
have
it.
to think
So
about
is
that.
there? I understand where your head's at.
Stay in control.
There's a level of pride.
Stay in control. I'm going out on my own terms.
Yeah, but
But that seems crazy too, because that means when I get, when I'm 70 and I'm like, I'm gonna fucking die, maybe I'd blow my head off, or I could still see a lot of things.
is
But
there?
if
is
but
there,
if it's seconds before, Like you both are partying, and I'm like, hey, motherfuckers.
I'm not saying it's.
But I might go out with the two of you.
I think that's a level of. There's a level of he quit.
No, and that's another reason. That's another thing I thought about.
Even if it's minutes, like there's something about I think dying with grace.
and to me, that seems more graceful.
And
You know what I'm saying?
And who am I to judge that?
And that's why I never made my list, but I thought about it.
Yeah, I think
I thought about it going, like I thought about it being, this is fucking mine, this is my life, this is how I want to do it. Like a samurai fucking dishonored his family and just went bam and just did it.
I mean, there's, oh man, it's twisted, but there's something honorable about that. But in my mind,
I
what
see
can't
both.
get out of my mind is that would be a quitter.
A cop out.
I think
Especially, go ahead.
I can speak to only what I know in my life. I don't have a wife. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have a child. I've got my family.
I see what you're saying.
You, in a spot where you're at, it's not just about you.
I agree.
And
It's
that's
a
my
little
biggest
selfish.
qualm with that.
That's
is
why-
it seems selfish.
But also, if the death that I was gonna have was gonna be painful and uncomfortable,
It's a heart
would,
attack.
I would want that.
It's a heart attack.
I would want that. I would want to experience that.
Well, I think we agreed that the pain or the death is instant, whatever it
Okay.
is.
Okay.
Whatever it is.
Because so
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not killing myself. But I thought about it. I'm just telling you, I thought about it.
Okay, so I have one more thought on that. It's just, I think that it's almost, if you were to
Quitting.
kill yourself in that instance, it's almost worse than a healthy 21-year-old that's struggling with depression killing themselves. Because here's my thought. I don't know if you guys have ever been depressed, but it takes over your whole body. It's something physical.
Oh yeah.
And so that's, I guess what I'm saying is like, if you know for a fact that you have time with your family, whether it's minutes, seconds, weeks, months,
Spend it.
for you to take that away from them, it's selfish.
It's selfish.
If we found out that we were dying in 5 months, every second counts.
Yeah.
Every second.
And to take
My-
away,
One of my best friends.
that is so well put.
So it's almost worse.
One of my best friends, my great friend growing up, one of my best friends, he was my neighbor. He killed himself when he was 21. Shot himself. And I never, ever thought like, I mean, that's the problem too, is like when you think about depression, it took me a long time to get to this point, but you go, that was the best case scenario for him.
in his mind.
And it was wrong, and it was in his own mind.
Yeah, in his mind.
And I still think about it like, fuck, man, that's so selfish. And that's why it didn't make my list. I was more thinking of just being in control of my own life.
yeah.
I get it. I
And,
get it.
and there's something to be said to that. Like I said, I'm not gonna. I think that's only a personal opinion. Like I
Yeah.
would never tell either one of you if you knew
Yeah.
you were gonna die in 5 months, how you wanted to end your life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But those are just my thoughts.
I thought about it. I was just throwing it out there that I
I
thought
love
about
it, man.
Yeah.
Honest thoughts.
Yeah, I like the honesty.
I was gonna ask you, what are you gonna write your book about?
Yeah, that was going to be my first question.
Me?
What are you gonna write
Yeah,
about?
what's the book about?
It would just be like a book that is brutally honest. Like,
Like a biography,
no, that's boring.
autobiography of your.
Yeah, be an autobiography.
It would be a little bit like that in a sense, but I feel like
Before you get too deep, you said it was going to be brutally honest. In
Yeah.
what way? In what way?
in every way, and obviously haven't
Well, that's-
outlined the
that's-
chapters, but
that's
that's kind of
broad.
where you start. It is. I think that if all of us were given 5 months to live, we would see our lives and the world in a completely different way, and probably in a strange way, in a more healthy way.
Yeah, I
You
can
know,
see that.
like-
I can see that.
I think that
I agree.
It depends on which way you go with it, because you can get super. I mean, you get people that
Give up and
you have
lay down.
people that you have people that have cancer, and you have people that go, you know what, fuck cancer, this shit ain't taking me out, and their positive attitude in their life, and what they do, and they stay positive, and those people recover. And then you have people that get it and they go, fucking ho hum. And I'm not saying that anybody that should have it is wrong for whichever way they feel, but you see that positive attitude and that keeping your head up those people are more likely to survive that shit.
I truly believe that that's more powerful than any medicine.
Oh, yeah.
But our
Or-
situations are different.
Or
Our
you could just
question
be
is different.
Walter White and just be a meth dealer,
Yeah, just
ball out.
I don't know who that is.
What the fuck?
you've never seen Breaking Bad?
I have not.
The tables have turned. Come on, guy.
I've heard good things.
You need to watch it.
I know it's just so many seasons. It's like one of those things like Game of Thrones. Like it's
I
just
started it.
It's so much. It's intimidating to look at a thing that's 9 seasons that has 1,000 episodes.
I agree.
Thank you for watching.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's
can relate.
intimidating.
I can relate. Anyways, I feel like you almost instantly would become wise in a sense of like you just see things with truth and that's it. Like it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter how many hours I work. It doesn't matter if somebody does some little bullshit thing. Like
You cut out the white noise.
yeah, and you just see clearly. And so I would just want to put that on paper. And a little bit just to like tell my family that never really got to know me. Like I said, I don't have kids, but I have
Nieces,
a niece now
nephews,
and a niece or nephew on the way. And, you know, hey, here's a little bit about Uncle Rybo. Like, I wouldn't make it an autobiography. That'd be annoying and a little self-centered. Like, who cares? But it's more so just, hey, these are some lessons that I've learned. This is how I see the world now. Like, you know, like that. I know you guys aren't really country fans, but the Tim McGraw song "Live Like You Were Dying," and it's basically about this old guy that tells a young guy, like, "I hope you get the chance to live like you were dying," because he asked him, like, "Hey, like, what's this like?" He's like, "I went skydiving, I did this, I did that," and he basically said that him knowing that he was gonna die and being able to live a few months of his life that way was the best blessing that he ever had. And it was the most eye-opening. Freeing.
Yeah.
And so I want to document that because
Okay.
that might, excuse me, help a lot of people.
And you could do that along the way of doing all your things that you're doing too.
But I think that's a big point of kind of this question. I mean, I don't think I did a good enough job in my list. It's kind of a personal thing, but no one knows what that feeling is like when you don't have, regardless of who the person is or what they say, everyone kind of has a burden on them while they're living life.
Everyone does.
Everyone does. Whether it's adhering to societal norms or having
Money.
money or family or friends and all the other obligations that everyone has, where I feel like every person more or less feels like they get stretched thin at some point or another. And when you know that you've only got 5 months to live, I would, obviously I'm not literally in that spot, but if you're in that spot, I feel like all that probably goes away. And you just go, all right, I'm going to be a little selfish, but at the same time, when you're not selfish and you're spending those times with your family or going on a golf trip with your buddies, it really is just
Live in the moment.
living. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a great way to put it. You're
You're
living in the moment.
No matter what you do right now,
Whatever.
you know, okay, so you go on a golf trip, you go on this, you go on that. You know there's always home to come home to, and you have problems, and you have this. When you have that lifted from you, you go, fuck it.
Fuck it.
Yeah, you go, fuck it.
It's,
Let's just enjoy this. Let's do that.
Yeah.
So with the book, then I know it's kind of a boring pick on the surface, but I don't know if you guys have ever done any writing, but there's something very soothing about putting pen to paper or fingers to typewriter or keyboard, I guess. But and there's something where when you do that, it stretches your mind and it stretches your soul. It makes you like, we all have internal thoughts, obviously, and there's just a lot going on. But when you are forced to slow it down and put it on paper, you see more, you think more, you feel more. And so I would think that I would want that, especially at that time. So to me, it kills two birds with one stone. I get to feel that ultimate
Cathartic release.
right, and also leave something behind for my loved ones.
I was just gonna say that it really is a release, just to whatever it is, you know, you just write it down, you go. It's not gone, but you put it out there.
Yeah.
You kind of just let it simmer out, let it simmer somewhere other than on you.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what would, obviously, I'm not asking you to go chapter by chapter. What do you think your first chapter would be? Like, how would you start it?
Yeah.
I guess.
I think maybe, I mean, I don't know. I haven't thought about it, but the first thing that comes to my mind is kind of like, what is life?
I was thinking the same exact thing.
What does it mean? Like
Yeah.
to me, because if I knew that it was ending, I feel like no better time to answer that question.
Yeah.
I think that's
What,
a great answer.
and
what makes, not necessarily, what equates to value?
Are
What-
you asking me, or are you saying
No, that's what I'm
you
saying.
would put? Yeah.
Like, what would equate to value in my what I could go back and look on and go, that meant something.
What is all this for?
Versus, just the monotonous day by day fucking
Right.
bullshit. You go, social interactions, whatever you think it is. That's not going to be mine, but I'm just saying, like, the things that actually you sit down at night and you go, holy shit,
That mattered.
yeah, that mattered to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll talk to you off the air, but you said something to me the other day that I haven't stopped thinking about.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, what a teaser for all.
No, I mean, it's
people
not. It's
listening.
going to be boring for everybody else, but I haven't stopped thinking about it.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but that's a compliment. I like that.
I think it's good.
It might be bad.
No,
Might
it's
be
not
like,
bad. It's
don't
not
think it's
bad. It's
bad.
not bad.
I don't think
Can you
it's
guys
not bad.
imagine if you asked me the question about the book and I'm like, yeah, I have this idea for a comic?
Yeah.
And-
It'd be way worse.
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be
It's going to be a
pretty
fiction
bad.
story.
By the way, I'd be smoking weed throughout all of my.
Oh, you're going
Weed
after
is going to
it?
be the
Well, I
last
would
of
do
my
it once
worries.
at least, and then.
Speaking
if
of
I liked it-
ayahuasca, you've
Yeah.
never done drugs before. You're coming with me.
I was gonna ask you because you said certain people. Who would you take on
I'm
your
taking
ayahuasca
you
trip?
for sure because you've never done drugs.
You're
I've
going.
never done a drug.
Never, and you would come with me.
I took half a Vicodin when I had dry sockets when I got my wisdom teeth pulled.
Nice.
And I fainted because I was too afraid to eat because I didn't want to get dry sockets. And then I took the Vicodin on an empty stomach. I'm taking a piss, right? And I was at my mom's. I was in high school. She was taking care of me. And there's like a tub right by the pisser. And then the door was open to the tub. And all I remember is looking down at my dick peeing.
Whoop.
Next thing I know, like I'm like laying in the tub, and my
Dick
mom's
out.
like, "Ryan, are you okay? Are you?" No, luckily it came back in. But apparently I was pissing and I just fainted and fell right into the tub. So that was my only drug experience. Other than
so
that,
you're okay. So
nothing.
say I was dying and you weren't. Would you come with me?
yeah, I would.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I think you would.
Yeah,
I
And
would-
And
I
I
would-
would
yeah,
do
I-
whatever you want.
I-
I mean, within reason. Like
That's kind of why I also
Am I
did.
invited?
Yeah, yeah, you're invited.
Okay.
We also that's why I was talking about the 5. I wouldn't tell them until 4 months, because not saying that you guys or my other friends or that are, if somebody told me they were dying, especially a really close friend, anybody, you guys or whoever, I would want to fucking
Spend every minute.
make your 5 months. Like, what do you want to do today? I'll
Yeah.
take off work for 5 months. I don't give a shit, man. What do
Absolutely.
you want to do today?
Absolutely.
And I
Totally
would
agree.
And I'm not saying that's a burden for you. I'm saying more. I would just, in my situation, I would want to spend 4.9 months with my kid. Every single day, doing whatever she wanted to do. You want to play fucking cards today? We're playing cards today. I would want to do those things and not have the distraction of like the guilt of, not necessarily you owe it to your friends, but you do kind of owe it to people to let them see you and let them be around you type thing.
Well, I think there's an assumption, assuming you're gonna live, like no day is promised, right? But as a dad or a significant other or whatever it is, when you go do things that are quote unquote selfish, you can write it off, and I do believe this to be true, as I'm making myself a better person for them.
Yes.
It's good for me to go golf with my friends every once in a while. It's good for me to go have a beer with my buddy every once in a while. That makes me a better dad. That makes me a better husband, a boyfriend, whatever it may be. When you're dying, it's like I don't need to be better. Like
Yeah, I'm dying.
I'm just it's about spending time.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's the white noise of, okay, this is what people expect this to be like. Fuck that. Fuck that.
Let's-
like,
yeah,
with
let's
the
turn it up.
capital F.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to do what makes me happy.
Yeah.
Because I've got 5 months in my goddamn life
Yeah.
to do whatever I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think this is what's best for me, no. I'm going to do what I think's best for me. So
I think the ayahuasca thing though too is also, I mean, I've obviously never been to South America and done ayahuasca, but everybody that I've heard talk about it, read about it, it's
No-
life changing to the point where you just like, you're good with death, man. You're
That's
ready,
what I've heard
You're
too.
ready to go. Like
So-
you're completely content.
So
I'm scared to do it because I'm a fucked up person and I hold on to things, and that's the first thing they do when you get down there. They go.
It's all coming out.
The first, few days you go there, they go, what are you holding on to? What do you, And I got things.
What do people that come out of it say?
I've also heard horror stories for sure. Like I freaked out, this and that. But I've also, there's people that go down there with crazy addictions. I'm addicted to heroin, and it's gone.
Completely gone.
Gone. Yeah.
I mean, at that point, why not give it a try, right?
Do
Yeah.
you know what the whole ayahuasca experience
Yeah,
is?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
it's like you drink it.
Yeah.
Well, that's the difference between DMT,
So
smoking
that,
it.
that was gonna be my
Okay,
question.
so smoke. So
Why
if I did
ayahuasca
if I did,
over DMT?
because it's the DMT trip. From what I know, I've never done it. If anybody can hook us up, send it my way. I'll do it
Rogan.
tomorrow. But the ayahuasca trip is more spiritual. I've heard. Like it's hours. Like
You're in a
fucking
tent,
you're
yeah.
high for hours, and then you
Yes.
do that 5 days in a row.
yeah.
So
As
there's
opposed
people
to-
there's
as-
people that have been like, yeah, I went straight Avatar and I walked up to a tree and I was connected to that tree. There was another guy, I don't remember who it was, but there was a story of a guy that was on it and a plane flew over him, like a 747 commercial jet. He goes, I was in tune with every single person on that jet.
In his mind, obviously.
Well, yeah, who's to say one way or the other?
Do people ever get sick?
Oh yeah, you throw up for sure.
Yeah. Everyone throws up.
Yeah, everybody throws up.
Everyone throws up.
Every single person throws up.
Every person throws up before the
Yeah,
trip.
it's like weed. You got to cough to get off.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you ain't coughing, you're not gonna go anywhere.
That is, you
Yeah.
throw up, and then the trip
Yeah.
comes in full effect.
Damn, dude, that scares me.
I can
That's-
think of like a
but
bunch
I
of people
get-
too that like would be real uncomfortable with it too, which make me it would make me happier to see them do it.
Yeah, you'd probably
It's-
love. I mean, you would love to see me just smoke weed.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't want. Not
Yeah.
so much smoke weed because I think that's going to be the good thing. I want you to eat like, to start out like a 200 milligram, and then you're going to talk. And
that
then-
a lot or no?
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That's a lot.
You'd be.
Yeah. You'd be.
Tripping balls.
You would be.
I can't use my legs. I can't.
Yeah. You
I
would
can't
be.
move.
But it would be awesome.
I mean, yeah. I
It's
don't know.
it's.
But that was my question. Like, it was when you said the ayahuasca. Now, my question was, why ayahuasca over the DMT?
When I did my-
because the DMT is only supposed to
10
be like
minutes or something.
10, 15-minute
Yeah.
trip, and you're just high
Yeah,
as
you
balls.
you rocket ship out of the world.
You see God.
Yeah.
You see some crazy
The
shit.
when I was gonna do the massive party thing with all my friends and stuff like that, I was thinking that's kind of awesome, but
Yeah, so
also I
where's-
have like 15 friends.
All right,
so,
so-
the party's not gonna be that exciting.
So massive was a little
So
bit
massive
of a
was like
overstatement.
I'm gonna invite
10,
I'm gonna
15
invite
guys.
people that I'm really not gonna get around to talking to, and they're just gonna be there to be there, and I'm like everybody's smoking DMT,
Yeah.
and fuck all those people because I don't really care.
like we could just reserve a couple tables at Rubio's and we'd
yeah,
be all right.
and we'd be totally fine. Yeah.
Well,
That's why
well,
the
that makes
massive
sense.
party fell back into my like 12 to 20 guys going and doing ayahuasca and going, see you later.
God,
Yeah.
do you know
Yeah.
20 guys that would say? I mean,
If I was
granted,
dying,
you're
I-
dying.
if
I
I was
know you
dying-
could find 20 dudes.
If somebody
But-
told me no, I
Well-
would tell them right after. I'd be like, I'm gonna fucking come back and haunt you
Yeah,
for the rest
exactly.
of my life. I'm gonna fuck with you
With a
Like,
clean mind.
Yes.
With a clean
Yeah.
mind now.
Okay,
Yeah.
speaking of haunting, I know this is completely off topic, but I'm dead asleep last night, and Haley jumps out of bed and goes, "Watch out!" And I jump up, of course. I'm like, "What? What?" And she's like, "There's a baby. There's a baby over there. There is a baby over there." And
She's
I'm
asleep.
like, "Yeah, but sitting up."
Yeah.
But
Okay.
dead asleep, in a sense. And
Yeah.
I'm like, where? Like, babe, there's no baby. And our window is open. I'm like, is there a fucking baby on my balcony? Like,
Maybe.
We're on the fucking
You're
third
half
floor, but
asleep.
I'm like,
You don't really know.
I'm like getting up, like checking for a damn baby. And then I'm like, I like rubbed her back. I'm like, it's okay. There's no baby. And goes
good.
back to sleep. I'm like, babe, what was up with that last night?
She's pregnant.
No. No.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
No, that's
things.
a terrible-
I'm just saying things.
What
Just
a
saying it's a possibility.
what a terrible analysis right there. Anyways,
it's a
Premonition.
possibility.
Premonition.
she had no idea.
Premonition.
She had no idea that it even happened. Anyways, I was just thinking about like being haunted. I was like,
No, it's not. It's a premonition of like things to come.
yeah, things to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, 9 months from now.
Lord. Okay, I have a question. Unless you guys have one.
Yeah,
That's
go ahead.
Go.
Itching.
Yeah.
So Tybo, you're number 4. Vegas trip for a week.
Yeah.
I love it. Number 1. Number 2. What makes a great Vegas trip?
Oh, shit.
Strip clubs.
All right, for me, a great Vegas trip all starts with who you roll in with.
Yeah.
Who do you go with? If everyone has that, I mean, at least for me personally, I've got a Vegas crew.
Yeah.
Like, I know guys that, can you handle your liquor? Number 1.
Yeah.
Can you handle your shit? Number 2, are you a pervert? If you are, most of us are. That's okay. But are you outlandishly a pervert?
Old guy pervert.
Old guy pervert.
Yeah, I know what you're
Yes.
saying. I know
Every
exactly the
gir-
person that you're describing, and it's like the old guy pervert.
Yes.
I know a couple.
Like the guy when you're talking to girls, just rapping, and they go, "Hey, yeah, you got the nice ass," and you're like, "Excuse me?
Yeah.
The fuck, you ruined that for
Yeah,
everybody."
thanks, bro.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, I did.
I'll take one.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm perfect.
Thank you, Missy.
Thank you, Missy.
He's only got 5 months. He's only got 5 months.
He only has 5 months to live. Yeah. Massive heart attack. Yeah, I'll take another one, please. Yeah, I still got a little bit. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know the guy you're describing, and you're not
Yes.
inviting him.
No, not inviting that guy. So can he handle his liquor? Can he just be chill? And third, I kind of want, and that's a fine line between 2 and 3, is can he be chill, but can he be rowdy? Because I need a little bit of that. Like, I need you to be socially acceptable, but at the same time,
Turn
be
it up.
socially unacceptable.
Turn it up.
When the time
Time and place.
comes.
Time and place.
And those guys are the greatest. Like,
Also, the people that you're going with, they might not only have 5 months to live. So I'm gonna throw in there, loose lips, sink ships.
yeah, that's a great point.
You keep whatever happened for that week to your gosh damn self.
What happens in Vegas, I know it's cliche. What
Yeah.
happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Always.
That is
Yeah.
factual. Whatever happens there doesn't.
Yeah.
If you-
Except,
herpes.
yes.
Yeah. Can't get what you already have.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that herpes breakout at Coachella?
I did.
Yeah, it was great.
I thought it was the funniest thing
That was
that
great,
I've
yeah.
seen.
That was
I
great.
love that.
That was great.
Just a cesspool at Coachella.
There's one dude out there just
love
slanging dick.
It's yeah. Who did that? Who did that spring from? You know.
The crazy thing about herpes too is it's
Thank
like
you, Missy.
it's a pretty noticeable one.
Yeah.
I understand ecstasy's in play and you're doing your thing and it maybe a rib for her pleasure or something like that.
Well,
but
I don't think I've ever.
When
I
you
don't
see
think I've ever
something
been
going
with a girl.
on.
the yellow angry I had shingles and it's like a sister of herpes and I had it on my fucking face and my eye.
Did
and
you?
Yeah, it sucked. Terrible. Fucking one of the worst things on the planet.
Did you get it from Tony?
No. You get it. No, herpes is different. It's not a.
No, I know.
Shingles is different, but it's the same virus and it looks the same.
I know it's
and
not
if
sexually transmitted.
And if you see a bright yellow angry blister, maybe find the next chick. Maybe if that's a 6, go drop down to a 5.
Run for the hills.
Yeah, drop down to a 5, or maybe don't bury your face in it.
All right. So what else makes a great Vegas trip?
Honestly, like, other than that, like, that is. I don't know if there's anything else other than having good friends there. I don't. Okay.
Our producer Bob is sitting over there cracking up because we're. I think he's laughing. Oh, I know what he's laughing at.
Little delay. But no, I really think that having guys that first and foremost can handle their alcohol. What has every person done when they wake up in Vegas? Everyone's hungover.
Shit their pants.
Who is the guy that goes, you know what, dude, just give me a fucking Coors Light, give me a Bud Light, let's
Oh, yeah.
just get back on the train. I
Yep.
don't want to hang out with the guy that goes, dude, I'm pretty hungover. I don't want to, let's just wait for the pool party at 3 o'clock. Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Fuck that. We're in Vegas. We're doing this. And part of my Vegas for a week with no money involved is I'm getting IVs for all of us, bro.
Yeah.
We are going.
guy.
Yeah.
We're there
They ha-
for a week. We could all agree, I think, as normal peasants, that 3 days at our age is the maximum Vegas trip.
What did we just do?
True Vegas
We
trip.
just did 3 days.
We did 3 days.
I
and
almost died.
I threw up in my car.
I was hungover
Almost.
for 4 days.
Almost. I literally, yeah.
I was hungover for 4
It
days.
was awful. I'm only 28.
You guys are making me itch for Vegas, and I'm not a big Vegas
I'm
guy.
never going back.
You was, regardless, you need to have a guy that can get after it and contain himself.
Yeah.
I really think those are the only two things. Can you get after it, and can you not be a dickhead? It's really that easy.
My question is more so, I appreciate where you went with it, but I'm talking about like events that happen in Vegas, like things that you do.
Oh.
So
oh.
like to me, for example, I would want to go to one, maybe 2 clubs. I'm not a big club guy, but at every single one of them, I'd get bottle service.
Nightclub bottle service.
I think bottle service on the regular is one of the dumbest things ever.
By far.
But when you do it, it is fucking fun.
It's dope.
I had
Still-
a,
It is
I had a bet with Tybo a few years back. I don't know,
Yep.
2 or 3 years back.
Probably
Tybo,
3, yeah.
I told Tybo if he didn't dip for, it had to be what, 8 or 9 months,
8
something like
months,
that.
yeah.
8 months,
8
something like
months.
that. I said, I'll buy us bottle service at whatever club you want to go to.
Did you do it?
I did.
He made it.
Oh,
And I bought
okay.
bottle service, and we looked like we were fucking ballers when we weren't.
Not
but
at
we,
all.
you know, bought a
800.
$1,500 bottle of Grey Goose, and I was like, fuck yeah, let's fucking do
Let's
it,
fucking
man.
party.
Yeah.
The orange juice is $800.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just crazy. Yeah, but he did it. He quit, and the bottle service. I mean, I've done bottle service at other places, but
That's the
that one
hardest-
felt like a lot more because I was like, this guy fucking earned me buying these ridiculous
The
bottles.
tips
about-
are crazy.
That
Yeah.
was the hardest thing I've ever done because I'm gonna sound like a piece of shit, but I knew I had the thought. I never acted on it. I was
could
like,
cheat.
if I just threw one in, you would never know.
Yeah.
He would never know. And there was a lot of nights where I was drunk, late night, and I'm like, if I just throw one in, like, I'm gonna be okay. And I never did
Integrity.
it. I never fucking did it. On God, which I don't, whatever, on my life, I never did it, and I fucking now. The shitty part of the story is that still bums myself out. As soon as we got there, I bought a fucking can.
Yeah.
So I just went right back at it.
Yeah.
So-
That was not my intention. My intention was always like, I'm gonna do 8 months and I'll just quit. Like no big
After
deal.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't
no,
happen.
No. I'm
Pipe
a piece
dream.
of shit. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But I think, so for my Vegas trip, I would like to go to see,
Don't you fucking say a show.
Celine Dion. If you say
I would like to
Celine
see a
Dion.
show. I would like to see a show, but it's that Beatles, isn't it
Oh,
called
love.
One?
Love.
Love?
Beatles love.
I would
don't
like
know.
to see
Circus
that.
Soleil one.
I would like to see
Yeah,
that.
I've heard it's awesome.
I would go see that. That would be one thing.
I'll go with you, but I'm dropping acid before we go.
I'm glad you said it.
If you're
because
dying, I would do that as well.
I just want to see a
Yeah,
good show.
I'm
and
going.
then after that, dude, I just want to go high roller. Like, let's just fucking buy bottle service every night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need to get drunk, but just be around.
We're having
some fun.
I think
time.
a crazy room too.
Yeah.
Like you know
Hangover,
the
like-
Palms one where the pool goes over the edge.
Yes.
The
Like
room-
that kind of room,
yes.
and you just have, you go to the pool party during the day.
Is that
you
the
do-
Playboy one? Is
I'm
that
not
at the
sure
Palms?
which. There is a Palms Playboy. It might be
Yeah.
that one, but it's like
There is
literally a
one.
pool, like a vanishing pool over the edge of the Palms, like that kind of
I
thing.
think that's the one.
Stripper poles, the whole nine. You go to the pool party, you meet every fucking girl there, and you go.
So-
you know where we're staying? You're coming there tonight.
So far,
that kind of fucking party.
we've established 3 things about Vegas. Hold your shit together.
Yes.
Don't say a goddamn word
Yes.
about what happens, and have a good time.
Yeah.
So if you're balling out and we have the money to go bottle service, or even just pool party, whatever,
Yeah.
look like we're balling, we're not, and then you tell, you guys are married or engaged. For me, like, I look like I'm balling. I'm getting more pussy
Yeah.
than I've gotten in the last 2
Absolutely.
years in 1 week.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's the finest than I've gotten in the last 2
Yeah.
years. It's not even
Also-
close.
Also, I like that. Also, I'm DMing Dan Bilzerian until he replies to me and saying, "Hey, look,
Bro,
me
We're
and 2
dying.
other guys, and we are dying, bro.
Bro.
Yeah.
In 5 months, we are dying,
help a brother out.
and we're going to Vegas. And all I need is 3 days out of your life, okay? I only have 150 days left. I need 3 days out of your life.
I feel like he might do it.
Come, let me live the way you live."
Yeah.
Do you spell cum OME or
Yeah.
UM?
Him, I probably UM. and he would probably love that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine playing blackjack with him?
I can't imagine doing anything with him.
I mean, God, that'd be fun.
Yeah. That guy had 2 heart attacks by the time he was like 30 from doing fucking too much
many
Viagra.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the day where I go on Twitter and it's like, Dan Bilzerian dead at whatever age he is.
Yeah. Now he's mellowed out, I heard. I don't have any of that stuff, but I heard he's kind of toning it back.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. He's a fucking
disagree.
weed conglomerate. He's got fucking...
Yeah, he's got that Ignite bullshit.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone is now. Mike
Yeah.
Tyson's in the...
My next thing for both of you, the scuba thing.
Yeah.
Like for you especially, you going cage?
Nope.
You going open? Oh, no cage.
No cage. I'm dying in 5 months. What the fuck?
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Cage?
No cage.
That's hypocritical. Because if you're willing to throw your life out there,
It's different.
Why?
It's different.
Why is that?
Because if life takes me... See, and this...
You're putting yourself in that situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You're putting yourself in that situation when you get in your car. Like,
I'm gonna tie this back into your number 2
I get that
I think
statistically...
me driving to work is different than me putting myself in shark-infested waters.
I'm not saying shark infested. There's this... I don't know if you guys follow Clark Little on Instagram. I know you don't, because you don't have Instagram. But he's a Hawaiian ocean photographer, basically. Does a lot of shore break. But there's this big-ass tiger shark that they swim with all the time called Tank. And he's just this huge, fat tiger shark, and they swim with him free all the time. So I'm not saying I jump into, like, we chum up the waters and I jump in. I'm not saying that by any means.
Okay.
I'm saying, like, I keep going back to, like,
There's a
spiritual,
fear
and I know
factor.
that's kind of like, that's the theme with me.
You
It's like,
probably won't get eaten, but there's a chance you will.
yeah, what things can I do? What places can I go that make me feel smaller?
Fuck that. Let's go off the coast of Mexico and you jump in there with the great whites with that crazy bitch who swims with her.
I've thought about that too. Like,
And that girl's
You seen
hot
that
as
girl?
fuck.
She's hot, and
She's
she's
hot as
literally
fuck.
grabs onto great whites like
She's
a
hot as
fucking
fuck,
maniac.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think if you ask any normal human and said you have 5 months to live, they're going to do things that are a little bit more risky.
Yeah.
So that's obviously risky. I'm not saying that, like I said, that
man.
I chum up the waters and jump right in cannonball style.
Have
but
either one of you been skydiving?
no.
I've
No.
been skydiving.
That almost made my list, but I thought,
It's
man,
not
That's
that-
just like
Same thought.
that's such a cheap thrill.
It's
That
not that cool. I mean, it's fun. I did it in Hawaii.
Yeah.
It was cool. Like I jumped out, but it I might also be a different kind of guy. It didn't scare me in any way.
It would scare me a little
My
bit.
other cheap thrill. No offense to you.
I can't wait any
was
longer.
getting a tattoo. This is actually a good time because him and I can talk tattoos.
Get a tattoo?
Get a tattoo.
It's not that exciting.
Right, and that's why I took it off.
Yeah, it's not
Here's
that
my thing with
exciting.
tattoos. I love them. I'm very fascinated by people's tattoos. I think
Uh-huh.
most of them, when done well, are beautiful.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I just can't commit to something forever, which is kind of.
What if you have a kid?
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue that. Like,
Yeah.
I just, I'm.
What if you have a best friend who killed himself?
See, what scares me, I think, is not so much the meaning of it, because I have a couple ideas if I were to get tattoos, and they're things that would never leave me. They're family oriented and things like that. What scares me is, what if I wake up and like the guy did a shitty job?
Well, that's all just, I mean, that's all just doing a little bit of research and finding out. I mean, you can look and see, like, at most people, and you can see, like the guy who did my arm, he's the dude who did the mural of LeBron James on that building, the King one.
Oh,
He's
wow.
a graffiti guy.
Yeah.
His name's Menso, but I mean, the guy's fucking unreal.
Yeah.
Like, you can, you know, you're not gonna go in there and you're not going to
To
the
be
middle,
shitty.
the middle of fucking West Virginia to get some guy tattoo you.
Right. Yeah,
You
I-
just do a little bit of research, and the excitement on the first one is like, oh, this is crazy. You know, this is gonna be for forever. But after that, I mean, full
The flood-
disclosure, I have a lot of tattoos, but it's not that exciting.
The
And it-
floodgates
and it
open
doesn't
in a
really
sense.
hurt that bad.
Yeah,
Like,
and
it doesn't really hurt that bad.
I'm not really worried about that. I think, like I said, with something with art, it's so subjective. So, like, I can sit down
Yeah.
in a chair and be like, okay, this is what I want. This is what I want it to look like. This is the feel that I want. And I could explain it in my mind as clear as day, but he's hearing and thinking something totally different, which isn't his fault, but
But what happens when you get a tattoo? You go in and, so say you're saying, I want this, I want this. This guy's drawing it up, right? Before you even go needle in arm or needle in wherever
yeah.
you go, you're gonna see it on you exactly what it's gonna look like. Not exactly, more or
Yeah,
less, but you're
it's
gonna see
the
you're
purple
go-
outline.
You're gonna see a
Stencil.
Not a stencil, but it's called. I'm lost for words right now, but you're gonna see it on there, and you're gonna go, no, man, I need that to go like a little bit different. Or you're gonna see the drawing, and you're gonna go, no, that's not really what I'm seeing. And you go, there's also dipshits that go on there and they go through the book and they go,
Yeah, I
I
want
want a
I'll take
butterfly.
that one.
I want a
Mom.
I'll
butterfly.
take Japanese.
Mom.
I'll
Yeah.
take Japanese writing. Hey, I got a mom tattoo. It's just.
You're different though. There's guys that just have like one mom tattoo on their bicep.
Oh yeah, it's mixed in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
See, I think I've watched too much Ink Masters where like they get people in and they're like, nah, I ain't fucking doing that.
I'm gonna
and they do
tattoo
whatever
your
they
head.
Want. I'm
yeah.
like,
No, there's not a lot of that. You do run into. I mean, tattoo artists are kind of a weird breed where they think they're like fucking rock stars. Like they
How do you-
they
how do
have
you-
that feeling, but
How do you guys feel about like ice cream face tattoos?
if it says Burr underneath, I'm into it.
All right, yeah,
yeah. As long as
No.
it's not false advertising, I'm with Kim.
yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
I also think that anybody should be allowed to do whatever the fuck they want. You want to tattoo your fucking face? Do your thing.
Oh yeah, it's
You're
your
just
body.
you are just doing that knowing that
They're
you have
not gonna
no
get hired.
no you have no chance of having a regular conversation with anybody ever again.
Yep.
Because you're automatically a psychopath.
Unless you're stupid rich.
well, yeah. I mean,
But even then, yeah,
you're
you
Post
can't come
Malone. You're Post Malone with fucking
People are
barbed
still-
wire on your forehead and shit.
Yeah,
If Post
better than
Mal-
on your bicep.
if Post Malone was who he is,
At least he's original.
so two Post Malones walk in, right? Same music, same career, same everything.
Yep.
One is tatted like he is. One has zero tats. You talk to them differently.
I talked to
Yeah,
the
for sure.
I talked to the Post Malone with the tats on his face with more respect. Than
But
the other
that's
guy.
you. But you talk to him
Oh.
differently.
You don't know he's a celebrity though.
I thought they were both celebrities, and I knew
Oh
that.
no.
Yeah, they're both
just
celebrities.
Oh, just two regular people. You're not going to talk to the same guy. The guy.
Oh yeah, I'm
that-
gonna talk to the guy with the face tats. Fuck yeah.
Well, that's. But your generation, like even me, I don't have anything that's like uncoverable.
Bro, you're 5 years older than me.
No, I'm not saying
Max.
me. I'm not saying me. I'm talking a generation, 2 generations above me.
Oh,
They
yeah.
still
Oh,
look
yeah.
at me like I'm a fucking criminal.
Oh yeah. No,
And I'm
no,
like-
no, yeah.
Have you looked at my tattoos? It's my daughter. It's my whole entire arm for my daughter. Like, if you looked at it, you would know that. But if you don't, then you're like, okay.
They just see ink.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just see ink. You're like, the fuck. I mean, I get it. I'm bald. I'm fucking. I got things going on. I got things working against me for sure.
I'm just scared that at one point I'll look down at my arm and be like, I don't like that.
It never gets to that point.
So far.
Yep.
Well, when that's a dumb ass argument for fucking stupid people that go, "What's that gonna look like when you're 70?" What the fuck are you gonna look like when
I
you're
don't.
70?
I don't mean it like that. I don't mean
What do
it
you
like that.
What do you look like when you're 70? You're gonna be wrinkly and ugly, just the same as me. I'm just gonna have fucking tattoos.
Dude, I'm dying in 5 months. I'm not making it to 70. What
Okay,
are you
yeah,
talking
Yeah.
I get that. I understand that. Yeah, but I was talking in general.
I would for sure get a tattoo if I was.
I wouldn't.
dying in
I
5
would.
months.
I would recommend that against. You could do that as not one of your top 5, but go get a tattoo. I'll go with you. I'll get fucking whatever.
I get
you
a
want.
fucking fat block O right on my chest.
Yeah. Why not?
Just
Who cares?
Massive.
Yeah. Who cares?
color
massive.
or black.
No, you'd have
Color
to do
might
red.
take
You'd
too
have-
long.
No,
Yeah.
it's the same amount of time, but you'd
Is
have to
it?
do red.
You in
yeah.
a rush, man?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
dying or something?
You could do it in
Kinda.
You could do it in a couple hours.
Okay, speaking of your daughter, unless we want to wait to get to that
Okay,
one.
go ahead. Let's do it. Let's get it out of the way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's get it. Yeah, let's
Let's
do
get
it.
it out of the way.
Well, I don't want to get it out of the way. I just, okay, I think it's a great idea. I love it.
Yeah.
I have no critiques. The only question that I have is like, so you talked about milestones.
Yes.
Like, would you just do like you said, when she gets married, birthday, things like that, or would you like
No.
make one like first breakup, first heartbreak, or like
I would do I thought about this a lot.
know,
This
like
was-
life
alright,
lessons.
Before you get serious on it, Cameron narrating his daughter's first breakup without him being there is a terrifying.
What would you say?
idea.
What would you say?
first breakup,
Yeah. Okay. So like, say you made a video for
first,
like first
That's
heartbreak, first like
terrifying.
heartbreak.
her
'Cause
first heartbreak.
you guys remember your first heartbreak, right? And at the time, you think your world is crumbling.
Yeah.
Right. You're like,
Crumbling down.
how can life go on? And now we look at it and like, oh my god, that's hilarious.
This person that.
I will say that I would say before she got to that, I would have already set some pavers down to lead her up to that. Like I would already have like
You mean like in your videos?
in my
or-
videos, I would already have like I'm doing everything. Like this is the most important thing in my life
Right.
for 5 months. if it took every day of 5 months to do this, I would fucking knock out everything and I wouldn't spend any time with my friends. It would be, and I
Yeah.
don't think it would. But if I thought of something and I would go, you know, I want to fucking be there on 5th grade graduation. I would do the 5th grade graduation. I would do this. I would do that. I would do that. So if it came down to like a first heartbreak, I would go, first of all, this is going to sound very arrogant, but I'm going to go, you're a fucking Manners. You're part of me. We're bigger than this problem.
Your last name is Manners. Just
My
so
last name is
people know.
Manners. We're bigger than this problem. This is not a problem for us.
Yep.
This is not, I understand you think right now that fucking
It's the worst thing
Joe
ever.
or fucking Susie, whatever way you go, you do your thing. This is not a big problem in the grand scheme of life. And the faster that you understand that that person is not important in your grand scheme of life, the better off you're going to be.
Yep.
And from now on, you fucking take you and you worry about you.
That's it.
And that's you worry about you. I don't know if I would have thought about that one actually. That's a good one.
Well, I'm just
But now
saying.
that,
good- it is
yeah,
a
that
really
is a
good
good
one.
one for
Yeah.
a first breakup,
Yeah.
especially for a girl.
Yeah, I
especially for a
think
girl.
I think that there's a lot of like big life events that aren't
Yeah, I was doing
on
like
a calendar.
I was doing like driver's license.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, like
yeah.
that kind of
Which is
one.
good.
Like
I'm not-
I didn't think about that one. That's a good one
Yeah.
that I would have done. You know,
First,
right-
first like big promotion.
I was thinking.
you know,
I
like-
was thinking more like like
Milestones.
as it went down. As it went down,
life
high school, like
Milestones.
everybody, high school graduation, college graduation,
Right.
if that's the path you choose. You know, career start, marriage. I'm gonna be. I want to be there for every single thing, and if some of them don't get played, which is a pretty crazy thought, because I'm pretty sure down when she gets older, she would probably play all of them. But
Oh yeah.
I would want to be there for every single one.
Well, I think you would need to have someone that you trust with her that could give her the videos at the right time.
Yeah, up until a certain age.
Right.
Up until a certain age where
Right.
you can go.
It's yours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
can
yours.
watch
It's
whatever
yours.
you
You can
want.
watch what you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you're
what were you
able.
gonna say?
I was gonna. Hey, we passed it, so it's good.
No, but that one was the most important to me, just because my daughter's only 6. I mean, I can't remember anything before very minimal before like 5th grade.
Really?
I don't really remember that much from before 5th grade.
Really?
I mean, I remember like little tiny things.
I'd
but
agree
I don't,
with that. You don't agree
I
with
don't-
that?
Oh no, I remember things when I was like 3 or 4.
Oh, I mean, I remember
I remember,
it,
like,
but not-
vaguely,
it's not like a
but it's not-
significant
yeah.
Oh.
part of my life at this point to where I'd want somebody to be like, hey, I understand that show and tell didn't go very well today, but you'll get through it. Kind of
But
that
I
idea.
remember weird things, but not like I don't remember. Like,
remember
I can
moments.
remember a lot from like 8th grade.
I remember
No, I can remember a lot
moments.
of things that happened in 8th grade, but like 4th grade, I don't even fucking remember my teacher in 4th grade.
Oh, I do.
But are you talking in the context of Cam's videos to Elle, or are you?
Yes.
Because to me,
Yes.
like, yes, there was things that I don't remember, but they were still instrumental. Like,
That's-
even if I can't remember him sitting at this table
Okay.
right now.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
I was getting at that if I, for some reason, died in 5 months and I had there was no video or anything like that,
Mm-hmm.
I would be lost. I would be lost in memories.
To Elle.
To Elle.
Yes.
I would be lost, and I mean, I'm sure she would remember like little things. She'd be like, like stupid little stuff that we did. One out of the 1,000 things that we've done together. But I wouldn't want that.
She'd vaguely
I
remember.
I
going
would
to the
want
park.
every single thing for her to go through to remember. Go, Dad loves you. Dad's here for you. I would have done anything for you. And if I was here, this would be that much better.
I'm going to push back on that a little bit. You really think that she wouldn't remember?
I don't think she would.
Really?
Just based on what I know.
She'd
No, and obviously,
remember. in a
yeah, you
sense,
know her
but
better than
I
me.
think-
No, not what I know of her. I'm just saying based on what I know as a human being, I don't remember one day of kindergarten.
Wow, you don't.
Not one.
Not even just a like a
Not a
small
blip.
memory? Wow.
Not a blip. Maybe the drugs. But I don't remember like
Cocaine or heroin?
fucking all of them. I don't know. I mean, I don't know which one kills your memory. It's probably weed.
Yeah.
But I don't remember a day of kindergarten. The only
Wow.
thing I remember of kindergarten, I was a fucking crazy kid. I tell people this story. I remember vividly my teachers used to have to pin. They would take my paperwork and they would take a safety pin and they would pin it to my back of my shirt when I was going home.
But why though?
Why?
Because I was a fucking maniac and nothing would ever make it home.
Oh,
Oh.
I remember telling like people this, and my mom was like, "Yeah, that's what we told them to do to you." So
Damn.
like I would be like, you know, like I couldn't reach the piece of paper on my back that needed to get home, so they knew it would get home.
That's crazy.
That
I
was
can
a
al-
real thing that happened.
It
to me.
amazes me that you don't remember anything. Like I have vivid memories of preschool.
I have no I have like
I remember days in preschool. Like I remember what I was wearing on certain days at
no,
preschool.
I'm not even close
I got
to that.
none of
I
that.
have literally like one
Really?
maybe
None
one
of it.
memory of like before school. Like I had a babysitter that was crazy,
Wow.
and my brother and I would
None of that.
terrorize her. And I remember like taking the Green Army Men. This is like one of my vivid memories. Taking the Green Army Men tanks. Remember the tanks from the Green Army Men? You guys
Yeah.
might not
Oh,
have
yeah.
had
No,
these,
no,
but
yeah.
bro,
you know, and
I've got an army man.
she used to make
story.
us take naps. She
We
was
still
like,
have
"All right."
Calvaries.
She was like, it was nap time, and we were like, fuck nap time. So we would take the green tanks, and we would walk up. It was a 2-story house. I have no idea what city. I have no idea what it is. And we would fucking chuck them at her from the upstairs, and we would chuck them at her, and then we would run back in and act like we were sleeping. Yeah, and that's why they pinned papers to my
That
back.
sounds fun.
My
So
army-
I don't have a first grade. I don't have a second grade. I don't remember my first grade teacher. I don't remember my second grade, third grade, fourth grade. First
Dude.
teacher I remember is 5th grade, Mr. Johnson. Funny story. Mr. Johnson was one of my favorite teachers of all time. He was super cool. He always talked about him and his friend.
Okay.
Him and his friend would always go on vacation.
He's gay.
Out of high school, I find out Mr. Johnson's gay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it makes so much sense now. He had one fucking earring, and it was like he was super gay.
left is right, right
Yeah,
is wrong.
he was
right?
super gay, and I love the guy was great, man. He was the best teacher ever. The last day of school, I remember it. We had a huge squirt gun fight, and it was like one of those things you
Whoa,
remember.
whoa, squirt
Yeah.
gun. Whoa.
Yeah, not
It's
a Jared squirt gun
all
fight,
coming
but like
together.
a super soaker squirt gun
Okay,
fight.
okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure.
Not with the big willies, but like the actual pump squirt guns.
How many
but-
times did he have to pump it?
I don't know, he pumped mine a few, but no.
So you do remember.
5th grade.
I think I know
that's
why
what I
he
said,
wants
fifth,
to block it
Fifth
out.
grade some, and then 6th grade on, I can get it together a little bit.
That's
Because 6th
funny.
grade, I got a girlfriend. You know, you remember that shit.
Yeah, that's amazing that you guys.
Don't remember anything.
Like I said, I can remember what I was wearing when the bubble lady came to my preschool.
No
Who
idea.
the fuck is the bubble lady?
No
She
idea.
was this bubble shit. So
Yeah, no
that's not
idea.
that's not all that important.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if you ever just found out that you were gonna die in 3 months, I think that the video diary is a great idea, but I wouldn't limit it to birthdays, weddings, things like that, because I think like those are obviously good times when your friends and family come together, and it's like you realize how loved you are and things like that. But really, like the instrumental things are like that shit that happens to you in life that happens to everyone, where your
Yeah.
parents specifically can go, hey, like I've been through this and I know it sucks right now. I know you don't think that you're going to come out the other side, but this is not going to be a big deal to you.
Yeah.
And
That was one that
I'm going to be with you to get through it.
That was
So,
one that I
I-
thought about was like a shitty high school day, and I would just do one for all of them.
So I
You
think
know.
Ryan makes a great. I think you make a great point, dude. And that's the fact that it seemed like when you first said it, it was mostly you just got your license. You're just getting married.
Yeah.
It is situational based.
Yeah.
But I think I don't have a kid. I'm not even close. But I think what would make most of a difference for a daughter of your age, if you were to die in 5 months, it's those you can't put a timeline on it. It
Yeah.
goes, this is going to happen at some point, and when this happens, play this.
Not pivotal, but pivotal.
I think those are more. I think
That's
those
what I'm
are
saying.
more pivotal.
Not pivotal is like as
I
far
think-
as like a wedding, but pivotal and like a growth.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're the
it
most pivotal.
It's
Yeah.
the most pivotal because everyone goes through
Yeah.
parts of their life where they say, you know what? How the fuck am I going to get out of this?
Yeah.
Or how this, kind of like you said, the walls are coming down and how am I going to get out of here? And if they had that little inkling or instance of, hey,
Dad saying, "Don't be a fucking pussy."
I'm, especially you, that's probably
Yeah.
what you'd say. but I'm here for you, and I'm. Everyone goes through this. It's
Yeah.
gonna be okay. Like it's gonna be okay.
that-
I don't need somebody to tell me, hey, congrats, you just got your driver's license. I'm gonna have everybody else in my life tell
Yeah.
me that shit. But when it goes, hey, you know, so and so, this happened. I'm struggling to find a good example, but other than somebody dying or a heartbreak
Yeah.
or something like that, but you need those words of encouragement to kind of pull you out and kind of just change your outlook a little bit. I mean, especially with a young kid when they're that. I mean, let's say she's 23. That's still young to me.
Oh,
I know.
yeah.
I know that sounds crazy. I'm only 5 years removed, but I'm a way different person. I'm speaking for myself, but a way different person from 28 than I was at 23.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes you just need a person that's got their head on the right shoulders to say, "Hey, I've been through this. I felt like you felt. I'm gonna get out of this."
That's it. That's a good one too, because I would say before I would be like, you know why I made this video? I knew this was gonna happen to you, and if that's coming from fucking 20 years before, they go
That resonates.
Okay,
That resonates.
okay. That means that this was. He knew this way back then. This is something I'm gonna be able to deal with.
Right.
That
You know, like,
resonates.
yeah.
And how cool, like in this, if this were to play out, hopefully it never does, but
Yeah.
you know, so she gets a video on her 6th birthday, or 7th birthday, or 8th birthday, and this, that, or the other. She goes to middle school, and then, you know, she's sitting in her room after her first heartbreak, and she feels like her world is ending, and like she has no, like, rock, because I think that's really what a dad is more times than not. And all of a sudden, whoever you trusted with those videos walks in and says, "Hey, your dad wanted me to give this to you."
Oh yeah.
Dude,
She gave me the chills.
that's emotion. I mean,
Yeah, you gave me
because
the chills.
she knows that, like, that you've been with her, but then, and it's fun, like Tybo said, like, okay, I got my license, everyone's happy, like, I'm happy, but like when we really need people, and this doesn't change if you're 6 or 60, it's just the playing field changes. We always need people that have been through something to be like, hey, you're gonna be all right, you're gonna get through this. And I think that's important for all of us to remember, because a lot of times we don't realize that we can be that person for someone else. But just imagine her, like, just thinking, man, because at this point she
yeah.
knows you in a sense because of the videos, right? And she's like, man, I just really wish I had like someone or something to help me. Whether she thinks that or not, like subconsciously she's feeling that. And then like she pops up on her, or you pop up on her computer. Fuck.
Yeah, everybody needs a hug.
Yeah, but if it's from her dad, and you're able, like, you can believe in what you believe in, but that's a guardian angel.
Oh yeah.
Like that's saying, like you said, I knew this was gonna happen to you. I'm here for you.
Damn. We're gonna get through
Here's
this.
here's another question I have for you. And you're probably the most interesting guy to ask, because I know what his answer would be. I know what my answer would be, but I'm curious to yours. In any part of those videos, would you say to her, like, I'm still with you? Like, I'm watching over you.
I would.
You would?
Yes.
Okay.
You know what's crazy
Yeah.
is
You understand what I'm saying, right? Like,
I do, but
I'm still a part of your life. I know I'm not physically here, but I'm still with you.
That was my biggest part of doing the videos. It's just letting.
I'm not talking about like the physical videos.
No,
I'm talking
I know
spiritually.
I know what you're saying, and that was my biggest part. It's just letting her know that, like, no matter how far away you think I am, I'm fucking right here.
Yeah.
so
Like, I'm right here, and I'm ready to go through this with you.
So you would take the spiritual
I would.
route.
100%.
and
Yeah.
so would I.
So would I.
1000%.
What?
So
Okay,
that's what I'm trying to say.
We need to dig
That's
into
what I'm
that.
trying to say.
Yeah.
So would I.
That doesn't make sense to me.
It does.
Based on
As a-
conversations
it
that I've had
does.
with you.
Even
I
if
lay it
it's a
out.
farce.
When I lay it out, I may not be with you. If I'm in, let's juxtaposition or juxtapose our. If I had a daughter, I'm still part of your life.
Maybe you do.
Fuck, I hope not. God damn, I hope not. But I would. I'm not a spiritual guy. You know, we've done this, but I think that when you have a daughter, that is, or a son, that is spiritual. That is point blank. I mean, I mean, biology aside, and that I'm a part of you, and I will always be there for you. And that would be one message if I was in Cameron's position that I would hammer home every single video. I am always here for you. I may not physically be here, but hopefully, I mean, she's 6, right?
Yeah.
I have done my best for my 6 years to instill my beliefs, what I believe is right, and so is your mother. I have been here, and because of that, even though it's only been 6 years, I'm a part of you. I have built you to this small area, and regardless of when you're 6 to 30, I will always. You will. I mean, we've all been there as kids, right? Like you do something and you kind of have that little thought in the back of your mind where you go, okay, dad or mom would be disappointed.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Everyone has that, and that's ingrained from an early age.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah, hopefully, but that's ingrained from me from an early age. So if I had a 6-year-old son or daughter, and I only had 5 months, regardless of my opinions on if you're going to heaven, hell, saved or not, I'm still a part of you, and I'm still with you, and I will always be with you. Now I know what you're trying to say.
But do you believe that?
I'm not trying to say anything.
I believe I'm always with her, like looking over her.
Do you
or
believe
him?
everything that you just said?
Yes, I do.
So
Do I feel like I'm looking over, like watching their every move? No. But do I feel like the values I instilled in them from an early age, plus the videos that we're now giving them? Yes, I do feel like I'm a part of them. Yeah.
Okay, so not to change the subject too much, but I would argue that you are a spiritual person.
Well, we decided that you're agnostic.
Okay, but we're talking about like we're trying to figure out how to label Tybo, but I'm not necessarily talking about that. I'm just saying like you have a spiritual mind in a very funky way because to me you have a practical spiritual approach.
Very practical. Yes. It's a good way to put
Like I'm not asking you to say there is or is not a God. I'm not asking you to say anything.
I don't know.
I don't think that matters either.
I don't know.
I don't think so either.
I don't. Yeah, and I don't think
I
that
think
plays in
matters.
this.
I
this
think
conversation.
that each person, it's their own thing. I'm just saying like, when I use the word spiritual, I think that it's a compliment to think like that because to me you're thinking on a level that is so much deeper than just 2 + 2 = 4. That's how I view it, right?
I also think, yeah.
And that's what you just explained in a sense. Like you, the way that you put, excuse me, that, you know, like you've built someone essentially, and you will always be a part of that person. That to me is spiritual.
But
in a
with that-
sense,
Yeah,
the way you
but
described
it's also
it.
biological.
Yeah,
Well,
there's
yeah,
no-
but if he didn't have an inkling of spirituality, he wouldn't have described it the way that he did. He would have been like, "I'm your dad. This is this."
See, that's where
You know what-
that's, that. You know, hold on. That's where I think that guys that do not subscribe to a religion, I don't agree with that because I think that you could still put solid foundations under your children without the big generalization of religion.
I agree. That's
agree.
what I'm saying.
I agree.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
I don't subscribe to a religion, by the way.
I don't either.
but you were
I was raised Christian.
I was raised
but
Catholic.
But I also don't subscribe to the.
so you don't subscribe as Christian, and you as Catholic.
I would
No.
say.
Definitely not. I think the
would say
Catholic
at
Church
my,
is fucked.
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
Christian church is
Yeah.
just as bad. But I would say
Not as bad as
no,
Catholic
no, they're
Church.
not diddling kids, but they're as hypocritical as any other church, along with all the cults and everything else. But I would say to think this is what's crazy too, because you don't even have a kid, but you can relate to it.
That's the best I
because you
can.
have something inside of you.
That's best I can.
You can articulate on that level, and that's kind of the point I'm trying to make.
I think that's what I was trying to get at.
Okay.
Like you can understand how deep of a connection that is.
Yeah.
That's beyond what's here.
Yeah,
yeah.
because I mean,
And I'm not saying that that means that there's this
No,
after or whatever it is.
No, I know
I'm
you're
just
not
saying
saying
that there is a connection that you think that you have that's beyond what you have here.
I don't think that's spiritual. I think that's biological.
But you said it wasn't.
I feel like that makes you even more spiritual.
No. I mean, dude,
no,
you-
I agree with you.
you
I
look
agree with you.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying.
you
But
see
I
a-
agree with you.
You see a
I
family.
want both of you guys to have a kid like in the next 9 months, and you.
Well, apparently
it-
I am based on
yeah,
Haley's night
yeah,
terrors.
she's gonna have a night
You're
terror.
in trouble
But
right now.
there's a thing that happens to you that is
And that's all I hear. Describable.
undescribable. This is like the best way I can put it. I love you guys. You guys are great friends. I have a lot of great friends.
You would kill both of us.
I would murder both of you with my bare hands if it meant that Elle was gonna live. I wouldn't. If you said that about my family member, no, I'm not killing fucking my friends. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna kill like this.
I don't
like,
blame you.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying
Yeah.
about like it's a completely different thing. Like
And-
okay, this comes back to like whoever you have the kid with. Like okay, I get that. Like that's a connection. You know, you guys built that thing together. You're not my fucking blood. You're
Yeah, it's different.
you're not my blood. You're not part of me.
Have you guys listened to any like of Ryan Reynolds' funny shit that he says about his kids and stuff?
No, it's
No.
probably
He
good. I'm gonna
basically-
pee though.
I gotta pee as well.
Go
but
ahead.
I can talk to myself.
No, but basically, like he'd be like, I love my wife, and he's
But-
married to
One of the hottest girls ever.
God, what? I'm drawing a blank
she's
on her name.
in
Blake
Lively.
Blake Lively.
Lively. Oh my god.
And
such a smoke.
he's
dude.
like, I love my wife. I love her to death. She's my soulmate, but I would use her as a human shield.
Shield.
Yeah. I mean,
I get it.
I hope when I have kids that it changes me. I hope
It will.
I hope it makes me nicer.
And you know what? That's. I mean, I'm a pretty callous guy. I know that, but I also know that kids are different. I understand that. I mean,
Yeah.
on some weird, maybe you call it spiritual. I understand that that is a different connection that any person could have
Yeah.
with anybody else.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I figured it out.
Yeah.
Did we cover his number 2?
not yet.
Wait for me.
We won't get
I
there.
wanna cover
Don't
that
Did
worry
you guys
about
talk about Blake Lively?
Yeah.
She's
Alright.
a fucking smoke show.
it. Oh, dude. I remember my ex-girlfriend. We went to see that movie where she goes out, she's surfing.
Oh, one of the worst movies ever. The
Oh,
ending.
dude.
It's called.
I don't know. She's on a rock for like
It's
an
not
hour.
called Stranded, but it's called something like that, where the shark is circling her
Oh,
for so long, and then she
terrible.
sets off a rocket and kills the shark at the end. Worst movie ever. But I
Terrible.
watched the entire thing. 'cause she
I
was
went to the
great.
theaters and saw it. Dude.
Have you ever seen Savages?
No.
What the
Do
fuck
I
are
need-
you doing here? Why
need-
are you even here right now? Savages.
Shit.
Blake Lively.
I gotta go to
It's
bed.
a great movie. It's about two guys that invent a strain of weed.
Wait, what?
Dude,
Okay.
I cannot
No,
believe you haven't
okay.
seen this fucking
Okay.
movie.
Is she naked?
Yes.
Okay,
Um,
sweet.
Okay, so two guys invent this strain of weed, and then
Okay.
the Mexican cartel. Well, Blake Lively in the movie is dating both of them,
Oh, nice.
but they know about it.
So it's like a weed spin-off?
I've never seen Weed,
Okay.
but it's a great fucking movie.
'Kay.
But she dates both of them. One of them's an ex-military dude, and he fucks her hard. And she describes it like, this is why I like him. He fucks me hard, blah blah blah. You know, we go fast, we go hard. And then the other guy is like this long-haired.
If any girl told me that this guy fucked, like,
And then-
how good this guy fucked me, I'd be so shit out of luck.
Okay,
I'd be
but
so
the
screwed.
other guy is like this sensual, like surfer dude, and she's like, he
Yeah,
fucks
see,
me,
I'm a
he
lover.
fucks me soft.
He
and
loves
I like
me.
I like both of them. She goes, I love both of them the same.
She go to the fuck
How
me
have
hard
you
guy.
never seen that movie? It's
I don't
such a
know.
good movie. And then they end up fighting with the drug cartel. It's actually a really, really good movie. But best part about the whole movie is you get to see Blake Lively get fucked by two different guys.
Do you see her boobs?
I can't remember exactly. I want to say you do.
Do I see
but
titty or not? Because I watch Game
I
of
don't-
Thrones,
I was
bro.
gonna
I
say,
don't
Like,
remember.
I mean,
I don't
That's
remember.
soft porn, bro.
But you get to hear her describe how she gets fucked by each guy, and it's great.
I don't want to hear her describe it. I want to see it. Like,
I don't know. Going back to last week, I just want to hear it described.
Okay, Cam, I have a question about number 2. Tying up loose
Yeah,
ends.
there's
That makes sense. Purging people.
Okay, so
are you
I
like
think,
going on
what
a
do you
killing
think,
spree?
What are you thinking about when I say tie up loose ends?
I think you've got 3 dudes, like the guy in Billy Madison, where you got that little list.
Ooh, I didn't think about it that
and
way.
he kind of crosses them off.
See, this is what I
Like,
thought. You're
That's what I thought.
This-
You might be right. So what in my mind, your whole number 2, I thought loose ends. Okay, he's gonna get his will together, all that thing, and then purge. Knowing who Cam is, I was like, he's just gonna go kill like 10 people.
Okay, so so I said before we did this, I would have my affairs in order, including money, everything that's gonna happen, will, stuff like that.
So Tybo's
Tying up
right.
tying up loose ends to me is not gonna be apologizing to anyone. I have no apologies. It's gonna be going to people and telling them how shitty I think they are as people.
Ooh, I like that.
That would make
I'm
you
gonna-
feel better.
It would make me feel better.
Why?
It's not gonna. No, I'm not saying. Well, it might. I want them to know for as long as they live after I'm dead that they're pieces of shit.
I like that though.
Ooh.
And in my sense,
I have
like,
It,
thoughts
it
on
goes. It goes into my own lifestyle, my own things that I hold on to, things like that. And I just want to go to them and be like, you know what? You were a fucking piece of shit, and you know it, and I know it, and I want you to know how fucking big of a piece of shit you are.
Why? Like, oh,
Because I want them to live for the rest of their life knowing what pieces of shit they were, and they would know.
I'm on Cameron's side. I want to be petty.
I was gonna say it. That was the
wanna
word
be
I was
petty.
gonna use.
I wanna be
I mean,
petty
if
on
that's
my
way
way
if that's how you
out.
want to be, that's fine.
I'm
It's-
petty for sure. In that instance, I'm petty as fuck.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
have a anecdote that
And the purge, yes, I'm gonna kill some people.
I want to get to that. That's a whole.
I'm not gonna
nother
list any
conversation.
names, but
You're
I'm
not,
gonna.
You're not killing the guy at the Quickie Mart, right?
No, I mean I've worked in retail in a restaurant for a long time, and there's plenty of people that I would fucking kill.
So we have a mutual friend
Just
that
make sure I'm not at the stadium, all right?
And I'm
That,
not killing you. No, you should be there. You don't watch this.
we have a mutual friend that did something, and I was having a conversation with somebody else about how to handle this. Being careful not to mention any names or certain circumstances. And the person I was talking to about how to handle this was like, well, I feel like he should know how we feel about this. I feel like he needs to know that we know. And in my mind, and I get everyone looks at this differently, I have more. Knowing that we're going to die in 5 months kind of changes this now that I say it out loud, but I find more pleasure knowing that I know, and I change the way how I act towards that person based on what I know, as opposed to me going up to them and being like, hey, I know you stole my crayon. Fuck you.
Mine aren't those.
No, I understand that. That was
Yeah.
obviously a very trivial example, but
That was a
Not
kindergarten-
crayons.
That was,
I'm-
that was a kindergarten.
Even if-
kid.
No. I'm not saying just crayons. I know I can kind of feel where you're coming from.
even if it's big, like
mine are more life things.
can you give me like an example?
Just people that have fucked me over in my life. People that have fucked me over in my life and haven't talked to in
And
years,
up to this
decades.
point, you've let it go.
No,
in a
not
sen-
let it
in
go.
a sense
No.
of like you've never really told them.
I've never
exactly how
I've
you
never
feel.
addressed it. I've never just I've taken the just radio silence. You know what? Fuck you.
All right,
Yeah.
so can I?
See, I like that. I feel like that's the most powerful.
Not
And
at the
then-
end,
and
not
then-
at not at the end of life.
And then, well, and that's what changes
Not
it.
at the end of
But
life.
also, if you change the way that you act towards them moving forward, now, that's the whole twist in the thing is like, it doesn't matter because you only have 5 months, so you might as well tell someone to suck it.
Yeah.
That's
Fuck
my
off.
thing. That's
So-
my thing.
Fuck
I
off.
I mean,
Okay.
it's not a long list.
Fuck right
I can
on.
understand that.
It's not a long list, and I feel like there's people that I could definitely kill that nobody's gonna miss. I'm
I
not gonna
mean,
list any names, but
I think-
I mean, there's plenty of people that I think are fucking garbage people.
Would you do it in broad daylight or would you go? Doo, doo?
No, I'm
Kinda
going fucking
nighttime, like
I'm going
John Wick?
law-abiding citizen time.
Oh, so you're.
That is a great movie.
Yeah, I'm going law-abiding.
Underrated.
Yeah.
I have
Underrated.
seen every single movie or show that we've brought up on this
Savages.
podcast.
Did you see Savages?
That's the no.
Both of you need to go home and watch it.
Ah,
It's,
you
it's
just-
a great
you
fucking
just
movie.
screwed my streak,
No,
Cam,
it's a
damn
great.
it.
It's a great fucking. Tybo hadn't seen it either. but it's a great fucking movie.
I
Any-
think we could collectively come up with a few people that if we
Deserve it.
ridded this planet of,
Deserve it.
it
Yeah.
would be a better place.
And there are some of those
Be
people.
okay.
There are also some of those people that I
better.
think that
Yeah.
that I would probably kill, that I would leave alive, just to
Oh,
know.
damn, you're twisted.
Yeah, that I would leave alive.
That's some dirty ass shit. Dude.
I'm a fucking sick motherfucker, for sure.
No, I know you're
I'd
sick.
leave alive.
I mean,
Very,
I don't know if you can say.
I'm very petty in my last days. Right now, I'm not petty. I don't give a shit. I'll write you off. I don't need to talk to you. We can never talk ever again in my whole entire life, which I'm totally fine with.
I
But
don't-
if I'm coming to the end of days, I'm going to let you know, and I may shoot you.
I don't know. I don't know if you're gonna say, and you don't have to, but what does somebody have to do to you for you to like want to slowly torture them? Which is basically what you said.
That was more.
Wait, wait, wait.
That was more
Wait,
of just an
hold on, hold on,
exaggeration.
hold on. Is that a me? Is that an individual question? Because I got. Go ahead.
Well,
No,
no,
that's-
I mean it's open.
No,
for,
the slow torture was more of
podcast
just
discussion.
an exaggeration of like the hatred. Not hatred, because I don't really harness any hatred for people. I more
Yeah.
just hold.
Would you ever torture a person slowly?
I would.
Certain people in
I
life.
would for sure.
Yeah, yeah, certain people
I
in
don't have
life.
anyone right now, but I think if I had kids and somebody like fucked with my kids or wife or dad or brother, anyone real close to me, I would rip their
Yes, I would.
fingernails
Yeah, I
off.
would.
Fucking
I would.
slowly.
Yeah, I would.
Slowly.
I would pump them full of
Yeah.
adrenaline, so they had to stay alive.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I would
yes.
cut off their eyelids
Dude,
and
you
put a
can't
mirror
just
above
take
them.
the premise from.
No,
Yeah.
I was just saying that was just one of the craziest
was
killings on a
perfect.
movie.
That was perfect.
I would
That was
jumpstart
perfect.
their nuts.
Yes. Put a mirror above them
And
so
cut
they
their
see
cut their eyelids
everything.
off and pump them full of adrenaline, so that hey,
Have to see
you're
it.
gonna feel all of
That's
this.
one of my favorite movies.
It's a
It's a
great
good-
movie.
I think it's a little underrated.
It is an
It's a great
underrated
movie because he's so smart.
the ending sucked.
Yes.
The ending.
The ending
sucked.
did suck.
The ending sucked.
The best part when
Yeah.
he looks at
'Cause he's-
when he looks at Jamie Foxx and he goes, "If I'm not out of here in 24 hours, you're all gonna die." And then he blows up like fucking 10 cars with
Yeah.
people in them, and he's like, "Fuck!"
Boom,
He-
boom, boom.
And nobody knows how he's doing
The
it.
hot,
Great
the
fucking
hot
movie.
lawyer assistant.
Yeah.
She's like,
I don't
"Oh,
think I would
no."
have. I don't think I would have enough time to be torturing people, but I would off some people for sure.
I know your answer. Would you kill someone?
Would I kill somebody?
Yeah.
Hang on, let me go
just-
back.
I
Let me go
just
back
assumed
on. Let me go
Cam
back
would
on it. Let me go back on this. I had this question today at work.
Okay.
If the Purge was going on, the real Purge, you've seen the Purge.
Yeah.
I don't know.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
like 9 of them. I've
yeah,
only seen a couple,
yeah.
but
I've seen them.
if
The
if
Purge
that was a
9.
real thing, would you partake?
No. No.
No, the only reason I would not is because I would want to loot a place, like, and not kill anybody, and knowing that if I went out there to loot,
You could get killed.
I could get killed.
Yeah.
There's no way I want to put myself in that kind of risk.
It's basically.
It's the only reason.
I'm not dying.
But the
Yeah.
question basically is,
I'm
is like,
pulling myself up.
if you had a free night to kill people,
Would I do it?
would you go try to do it? That's basically the question. And I say no, not right now.
Yes.
At this point in my
Really?
life,
And you have a list?
Yes.
no, I don't think I would.
Yes.
At this point, no.
How many people are on your list?
That aren't petty.
You got to have at least one or two that come to mind.
That aren't petty.
that you would go kill. I don't know. That's for you to answer.
I've got a couple petty guys I could kill, but I'm not at that point yet where I'm like, they deserve to die.
There's nobody that I would go kill.
Yeah.
That's like in
That-
my
that-
life.
yeah,
3.
Damn.
3.
That
Damn.
have done you that dirty.
3.
May I ask like an example of what they've done to you,
Ooh.
or would that give it away too much?
No. No. It's just I got 3.
Damn.
So you got
I got
none.
three.
I
have 3.
at my point in my life, I got 0.
That's also taking into account their lives, my life. I don't think I would do anything.
This is take the 5-month thing off the
No,
table.
no, no,
right
not no. That I'm still on board. Still the same 3.
now. Damn.
Huh.
This is taking into account that I wouldn't.
surprised.
I wouldn't ruin other people's lives by killing this person.
How can you say that
Yeah, you don't know
They're
that
shitty.
for.
They're shitty fucking people
in your mind though?
in a lot of people's minds.
Okay, but that doesn't mean that you wouldn't ruin one
Yeah.
person's life by you killing them.
Popular demand.
Like I'm not saying that you shouldn't kill them. That's for you to decide. But yeah, I don't think that you can say that it wouldn't ruin.
Definitively.
It wouldn't hurt
yeah.
anybody else's life. Like
Okay.
you can't really say that.
Popular demand.
Majority rules, I
Yes.
think, is probably where you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's people that I for sure would never want to see again, but I don't think I could, you know, get to the point to go kill them. With that said,
Oh, I got one.
once I have my family,
One?
you would. Oh, you have one.
Oh wait, no. If I can go back in time,
Oh, somebody already killed him.
If I can
Hitler.
go back, if I can go back in time. I'd
Mel
do it.
Gibson.
No, I was gonna say Zaza Pachulia.
Oh, well, okay. We're
It's George Mirasan, you fucker.
we're talking about people in our lives, right?
Yes, my life.
That
My life
guy's a part of my life.
My
Is,
life personally.
Fuck, man, he ruined the Spurs for fucking.
But if
next
the
10
Purge-
years.
6 degrees of
But if
separation.
the purge,
10 years,
but
dude,
if the
you fucking
purge
ruined
was a
that
real,
goddamn
was a
organization.
real thing.
I'd stay home.
Okay, no, that's what I'm saying.
I'm
I wouldn't.
holding up.
And I wouldn't die 'cause
hold
I'm
up.
white.
I wouldn't.
No.
I wouldn't hold up.
Really? That's
But I think if the purge was real, I might want to go out and.
Just dabble.
No, I would go out, and if I saw a guy that just decided to rape a chick, I'd fucking shoot him.
so you'd be the vigilante of the purge. I like that.
No,
I
I
can
wouldn't
get on
go
board
out.
with
I
that.
wouldn't go out with that in mind.
Yeah, that's just a. Just.
So what are you gonna
Yeah.
do? You're just out like, hey.
No,
I
I'm
just
pretty.
wanna
just
be
hoping
outside
every
tonight?
I'm
and
pretty
hoping everybody else
calculated.
doesn't want to kill you just
I'm pretty.
'cause.
Oh,
So-
I guarantee
so
there's somebody
who-
out there I'm on their list.
dude-
So
on a-
who's protecting your family at home?
Oh, that would have to be a setup arrangement. Like, I mean, I'm gonna
Who
make
do
sure.
you who do you trust to do that?
I have. I mean, I have a couple people.
I got some people.
I
Arya
definitely have
Stark?
some-
I got some
I
people.
definitely have some people. Yeah, for
Arya
sure.
Stark, dude.
Yeah,
She-
I have
she
some.
got
I
you.
have some people. That would be a determining factor. Like, if I thought for some reason my family wasn't safe, I'm obviously gonna stay home.
Yeah.
Those people don't mean enough to me for my family to die.
Yeah, man.
I can't think of one person that I'd legitimately want to kill.
No, me neither.
Yeah, I can't think of one
That's in my life.
in my life. Yeah,
Yeah, I can think of some people that I would that like I don't know,
yeah.
but that's
Dr.
just
Phil.
that. Dr. Phil.
I'm just kidding.
Did you listen to the podcast
I
with
did.
him and Rogan?
I liked him more after the.
Pretty good,
podcast.
huh?
But I hated him before.
Why?
I still hate him. I
heard,
didn't listen to
I
it.
heard Dr. Phil tell a guy on his show that masturbating is cheating on his wife.
Dr. Phil's a fucking dickhead.
Okay, well,
and
people,
I don't care.
people change. People change.
I don't care about what happened on the Rogan episode, because Rogan, I love him.
He brings the best out of people.
I love his interviews.
Yeah, he
But
does.
he's gotten more, like, you guys don't listen to Howard Stern. Howard Stern used to grill people.
Oh, good, and he should.
Just grill people. Now he's very soft. They're great interviews. It's nice to listen to. Joe Rogan's taking the same approach. He used to fucking grill guys, and now he's
Yeah.
just, oh, you're on the podcast. Like, I'm not gonna ask you about.
Well, he got
This bad
lambasted
thing.
with Jack Dorsey, the
Yeah,
Twitter
he
guy.
did. He did.
But he brought
And-
him back.
He had to. 'cause
And guess who was asking the hard-hitting
The
questions?
guy who brought
other
on.
guy.
Not Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
It was the guy he brought on to debate him.
Yeah.
He was just a mediator. So I still love his podcast, but I mean,
I think all in all, not to bash on Rogan, he's done a pretty good job. But
he's done a great job. But
you know,
I would say my number
soft.
two. My
He-
number
he's
two
gotten
is
soft.
more tie up loose ends than kill people.
okay, so
The
you're
tie up loose ends. I mean, I have a
relationship-wise,
handful.
people.
I want them to know how shitty I think they are.
okay. All right. So Rybo, why do you want to streak?
It's great. I love it.
I mean, why not? There's
Thrill of a lifetime.
There's
I got a small
something-
dick, so there's a 2 inches of reasons why I don't want to do it.
but who cares, dude?
Yeah,
You're
5
dying.
months. Who gives a shit?
Fucking
Okay, so it's something that I've always like fantasized about in a sense. Like, you go to a game and I'm like, fuck, I'd love to do this. And the reason why it's number one is just more so like the order of it. It's not the most important.
You have
Like,
to do it at the end.
If I had to pick one, I would for sure go to Alaska with people close to me for all 5 months. That's
Okay.
what I would do if I had to pick one. But
Bow hunt a grizzly bear.
yeah, I'd do all that
The
shit.
chance of you not making it 5 months, you getting mauled by a grizzly bear.
But
going full Revenant.
But I'd
that
do it.
shit. Leo.
but I'd do it.
Okay.
But the
We
streaking
can do that
one-
without you dying.
The streaking one was I had this grand plan, like I described earlier, with
Mm-hmm.
Cam's party. All our family was going to be there. I was going to get away, and like, what better way to go out? It's something I've always wanted to do.
Okay.
I don't.
I think
care.
that's a funny thing that you've always wanted to do.
Get mauled by a bear.
Yeah.
No, go
No,
streaking.
go streaking.
Oh, go streaking.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
I'm sorry. I was still
I don't
on the
lay
Alaska
awake and be
thing.
like, man, I wish I get mauled by a bear. No, streak. You guys you've never thought about that? Like when you're at a baseball game or any type of sporting event and being like,
I think about it all
all
the
right,
time.
I could do this here.
I think it would be awesome.
I'm gonna be dead ass. No, never.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I've thought about it.
I've thought about it
Yeah,
a lot.
I think it's funny.
I think it's so funny.
Yeah, I think it's funny.
Just juke 'em.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's more.
Everything.
I think it's more funny. Not yours is obviously baseball because you're a baseball guy. I think it's so funny when they run onto a football field and they don't think that a fucking DB who's 6'3" and
That's
200,
exactly why I don't think
230
it's funny.
pounds is gonna lay your ass
No,
out.
Every single guy I see on no matter what pitch on a soccer field, baseball field,
Soccer
a
field,
football
I'm
field,
fucking taking those guys
a
out.
basketball court. I see basketball court would probably be the funniest because
Yeah.
it's so small and the lights are on you.
There's nowhere to run. I don't know if you've ever been to an NBA game. Have
It's
you?
small court.
The court seems smaller in real life.
Because the guys
which
are
is
giants.
Ironic.
I've sat,
But
like,
usually it's the other way around.
I've sat like
Well,
three.
yeah.
I've sat like 3 rows away. I get
Oh,
it.
it's a
I
big
get it.
dog.
No, you're courtside. I get it.
Congratulations
I
on
get
the
it.
Popovich extension, by the way.
It's year to year. They signed him for
I know,
3
it's a
years.
LeBron deal.
Yeah, it's
I get
kind of
it.
whenever you want to leave, you can leave.
It's a LeBron deal.
But basketball would be the best. Like if you even
Yeah.
had like a
No.
decent sized hog.
They're not touching you.
baseball's the best.
They're not
They're not
touching
touching
you.
you.
Basketball guys aren't
Yeah, they're not
touching you.
Baseball's
dude.
the best.
You got nowhere to run.
My
I get that. Baseball, you have the most opportunity.
And
to
there's no
kinda,
helicopter
like-
in basketball.
Oh, I forgot about that.
You
Mark.
forgot. I got
yeah.
this all planned out, bro.
I forgot.
There's
Take
also
it
a
away.
really funny guy. I don't know who he is, but he used to be like the streaking guy that would put fucking advertisements on his
Yeah,
chest.
and you get
He
paid
did a
like $100,000.
He did a tennis one.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
And it was
because
written
he
over
was
his
he
ass
was
cheeks.
he was jumping over the net and shit.
Yeah,
it was
dude, it was
so
great.
funny.
That's
that
pretty
guy
great.
was that guy used to streak everywhere.
Everywhere.
And the people who put up his money for his advertisement, they're like, "We'll bail you out."
Yeah, you're good.
So today, so it's May 1st. So May to June.
The problem
July,
is June,
August,
July,
September,
August, you got
October.
nothing.
So I'm
You
doing
get
a
an NFL.
playoff game,
Okay.
a playoff baseball game.
Okay.
That's what I'm streaking.
If you had to choose 2 teams, who would you streak against?
Oh God, you got to do big teams.
Okay, well, first I think what I got to start with is what stadium I would want to do it at.
Well, those are the 2 teams.
I'm thinking
Dropping a helicopter in on
Dodger Stadium because there's a
Dodger,
lot
yeah.
of aerial activity.
Yeah.
It's gonna be warmer, so naturally the boys
There's
are
no
gonna
shrinkage. There's no shrinkage.
the boys are gonna be having a day.
That thing is gonna be sucked so far into your body
Do you
because you're gonna be
fluff?
so fucking nervous.
So I'm gonna go if I
How
had
hard
to
do
do
you,
it.
How
it's-
hard do you fluff before you go out there? Like
I'll rock out a whole full torque.
I'm rock hard.
rock hard.
Yep.
Running around.
I like that.
Yep. It's
What do you wear under? Do
It's
you go-
hitting my belly button and my asshole just back and forth, back and forth. And I'm not wearing anything, bro.
No, but I'm saying prior, like,
Oh, I have PF flyers on
okay.
Run fast,
the
jump higher.
shoes-
that they always stay on.
You're wearing Benny the Jets.
And I'm dressing up as I'm just dressing up as a standard Dodger fan, and it's Dodgers Yankees World Series.
You're never gonna fit in. Dressing up as a standard Dodger fan, you're too white.
Okay,
You don't
so,
have a wife beater and long white socks on.
so this is probably what I do. I'm gonna dress up like a Yankee fan, and how that looks is PF Flyers, tearaway sweats.
You're gonna have to shave your beard.
27, bro. You gotta yell 27.
You're gonna
every
have to
time
shave
you
your
talk to
beard.
anybody.
No Yankees have a beard.
Yeah,
I will not
true.
do that.
True.
You got to jump off then.
That's true.
And I'm stripping down to everything but the PF Flyers and my Yankee hat.
Who are you gonna juke first?
The ball girl.
Nice.
Yeah. Even if she doesn't come after me, I'm gonna go up to
You're
her.
gonna go rub on her.
She's gonna get the icky shuffle, and we're going. And then down will come my helicopter, like Space Jam.
Nice.
So you said you'd have a Vietnam vet.
Whoever I can hire to come get me,
Just
I just
kinda
figured like
swoop you out.
he would.
The greatest thing
be
about
willing to
this
do it.
scenario is the fact that 60,000 people are going to see your dick swinging in the wind,
And everyone's gonna be cheering.
and everyone,
Every single person.
as you just get risen up slowly
Yep.
but surely, just
We're gonna somehow put a harness though where you can go like this, and just throw it up on your way out. You're gonna have your waist in, but you're just gonna be
I'm gonna be like Tinkerbell at Disneyland.
you're gonna be doing
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Away I
you're
go.
you're gonna be Peter Pan in a play, flying across
So-
the stage.
and then he's gonna take me directly to your massive party that
Yeah.
So-
was an honorable mention.
so my
I
question.
think you smoked DMT just before.
The reason I asked
Perfect.
or what are you wearing is, I would think before a streaking, like you're not gonna wear MeUndies. Great product, great it. Type in Ribo.
I got him
whatever.
in right now.
Yeah.
I seriously,
But
that
you
is
got-
I have a code for MeUndies, so DM us.
You have to have a little man thong thing going, and then that's the intro. You jump over, you got the man thong.
Maybe you're right.
You drop down
What about
with the PF Flyers.
What about the Sacha Baron Cohen?
That's what I'm saying.
Like the green,
Borat.
the green Borat.
That's exactly
jumpsuit.
what I'm thinking
the
of.
total suit.
That's
It's
exactly
the,
yeah.
It's the streak with
Yeah.
just your nuts, just a
You're-
banana hammock.
You guys are
just
probably right.
Straight up your asshole.
You guys are probably right.
You got to build it up.
Yeah.
To
I
let
wouldn't
it
be
out.
mad if you ran around just in that though. Which I mean,
You go butt ass
Nah,
naked.
you got to go naked.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm in.
I want my balls to itch from the grass.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. That's a good one.
I do like that. So you wouldn't do it at Angel Stadium?
No, I just think that there's more people at Dodger Stadium. I hate to admit it, but there's just more people, and
Yeah.
just from a aviation standpoint,
I think if you drive,
I want to see the Hollywood sign as I'm hanging on, buck ass naked, like
and then my party is just under the Hollywood sign.
Yes.
yeah,
You got a little.
Yeah.
and I'll
I
show
like
up.
that.
It's actually probably going to be in Brago Springs, but okay.
We're going somewhere.
We're going where those we saw
secluded,
those
yeah.
guys playing beer pong at 5:30 a.m.
Joshua
where
Tree.
we buried the body.
Where we bury
week
the body,
The
yeah.
week before.
Yeah.
Joshua
You know how
Tree.
many questions I got last week with like, would you fucking bury me? Like, you better fucking not bury me. Like it was
Yeah.
like a bunch of people like, what the fuck,
Yeah,
man?
I'd bury ya.
Yeah,
I'll
I said,
bury ya.
hey, if you're in my friend's car, you're fucking gone.
Here's a
Yeah.
If you're
question.
dead or you're dead.
So, Cam comes to us on the night of the purge and says, "I need your help to kill people."
Ooh.
Do you do it? Because we know that this is more just like he's given an opportunity to get away with it. It's not so much like he comes to us and is like, "Hey, I had to do this. Will you help me?" What do you do?
Well, that'd be the. I'm kind of crossed up right there because if he felt like he had to do it, I would say, "All
Yeah.
right, I'll do it."
Right.
But if it was the guy who's like, I just don't like this guy, I'd be like, hey man, I'm kind of putting myself in a situation right here.
This is one of my favorite parts in the movie. Have
You
seen
gotta respect, because, and to that point, what does every dude in a movie do? Oh, I'm trying to be a nice guy. I'm gonna go out there and help my buddy. Who's the first guy to die, other than the black guy?
Always that guy.
Have you
That
seen the
guy.
Have you seen the movie The Town?
Yes.
When he walks up to his brother, not his brother, but his brother, he goes, "I need
No
you to come
question-
with me." No questions asked. He
No
goes,
questions asked.
Fucking grabs his baseball bat. and
Matt
goes, "Let's
Damon.
go."
Yep.
That's a great.
Not
Ben
Matt
Aff-
Damon.
Ben Affleck walks up
Yeah,
and
Ben
the-
Affleck.
and
Matt
that-
Damon's in most movies with him.
That crazy fucker walks up to that dude, shoots him
No
in
problem.
both legs, pulls off his mask, and goes, "Now you've fucking seen me. I've seen you too. Don't fuck with my brother." Puts his mask back on and fucking leaves. Badass movie.
That's
Badass
dope.
part of that movie.
That's a great movie.
Also, shout out to our homegirl.
Blake Lively. Oh, she's the tweaker sister.
Terrible Boston accent.
Yeah,
But
she's the tweaker
she
sister.
tried her best.
I
Yeah,
guess I
she's
didn't
hot,
realize
though.
that, but you're right.
Yeah.
She was way hotter than the hot chick he was after. The
Is that the-
lawyer or
she
the
was way-
banker?
yeah.
The fucking banker.
When she's in the bar and he rolls up
Yeah,
to
the
her and
banker.
just
Get out of here.
Is
You
that
wanna
the
take
best Ben
dirty-
Affleck movie?
No.
The
Accountant?
No.
I mean, I don't know if you could call it a Ben Affleck movie.
Goodwill Hunting.
Goodwill Hunting. That's probably what I was gonna say.
Goodwill Hunting.
But Ben Affleck
No, the
as
town's
the
dope.
Ben
I don't
Affleck as the
know.
main character. I think Argo's the best.
Mm,
Ooh,
good one.
That's a good movie.
Argo's probably the best
Good one.
when Ben Affleck is the main dude.
Guys,
I'm going
seen
town.
every movie but one that we've talked about.
I'm going to town.
This has never happened.
You saw Argo?
Yeah.
I'm taking the town just because it's such a badass movie.
The town is a great movie. Like when they had the whole
When they
bank
go
robbing
into the
scene.
they go into the
yeah,
flower shop and it's just that
fucking-
old Boston dude.
Yes.
He goes, "You're not done yet."
I feel like it's
Like,
top three.
Yeah,
with
it's a
him.
badass movie. Yeah,
Good,
it's a dope-
yeah, Goodwill Hunting. It's kind of on the border. Not as far as a great movie, but
But he
is
has
it-
one of the best lines, or one of the best not lines, but moments when he
Scenes.
goes, yeah, when he says, you know what, man, every day when I walk up here, you know what the best part of my day is?
Hoping you're not there.
Hoping you're not there. I knock on
Yeah.
your door.
It's a good movie.
And it's incredible, but not a
I
Ben
love that
Affleck.
bar scene when
Not
he
a-
just shows the guy up. I don't know,
Yeah.
something about that, and then whoop his ass.
Oh, and then he goes,
You
yeah,
like apples? You like
I
apples?
got her number.
How you like them apples?
I got her number.
So what do? You just regurgitate fucking all these. It's a great movie.
Do you guys have any more questions about the any of the lists? I have
don't.
one general question, but
Okay.
I have one just because Cameron and I had kind of the same.
Golf trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let's say
What's the first course you play?
that was gonna be.
I
my question.
only went Europe just because for time constraint, I didn't give up a month for it. You did.
I did.
So I can get into yours. You know, I can do all those.
Yep.
But if I go to Europe, I'm landing in wherever, Ireland, England, wherever I'm going to do. What are you going to play?
All right. I'm going to ask you the question. Top 3 courses
Yeah.
you got to play right now
Augusta, number 1.
that are available. I'm assuming private courses are not
Augusta's
available.
available?
No.
Not available?
No. I'm saying
Well, you can play any.
public courses only.
Dang.
There's professional athletes that can't play at Augusta.
There's presidents that can't play at fucking Augusta.
So money doesn't fucking mean
yeah,
anything.
yeah. I've heard of stories where guys offered $1 million to play as a foursome.
They
They're
tell
like,
them
we don't need your fucking
yeah,
money.
They tell them to kick rocks.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
3 courses.
gosh.
If you had 3 courses to play in your last 5 months of your life, what are those 3 courses?
That are doable.
Public courses.
St. Andrews.
I was gonna say that's my only for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, St. Andrews is up there.
St. Andrews is on mine.
Oh gosh.
That's tough.
Yeah. St. Andrews. I'm gonna go with.
Aw, dip.
That's a hard. But I got like 10 that I'm like thinking of.
St. Andrews, we can both agree.
Is up there.
Have you guys ever played
Top
Pebble?
3.
He's
one?
played
I
Pebble.
did.
I have not
Yeah.
played.
You
Pebble.
have?
I
Yeah.
did.
I don't think that makes my top on my list though, just because of what
Is it
Tybo
all it's
said
cracked
about
up
it.
to be?
You know what's
He
funny
said
is
Spyglass was better.
Spyglass, yeah.
Yeah.
Spyglass is, if I had to play a course every day, I mean, aesthetically, Pebble is better. But if I had to, as a golfer, if I had to-
Nostalgia, I think, right?
No.
No.
Not nostalgia, but aesthetically, Pebble is every hole's fun, but Spyglass just I can't explain it. Like I'm gonna try my best, but you go down this chute on the first hole, and it's tree line from you can't see rough. It's all trees. It's a hard dogleg left as a par 5. You hit a drive, let's say you hit it 270, 280. If you're in the middle of the fairway, you walk up, you're not riding a cart. You walk up and you're in these trees, and as soon as you make that dog leg, you see nothing but ocean and golf holes. And you play those first 5-6 holes on the ocean, and then you go inland. So you kind of get best of both worlds, and
Yeah.
it's just a better golf course.
Yeah.
It's just I can't explain it unless you. I know it sounds pompous, but when you go and you make that first left-hand turn, you go, oh shit, this is crazy. You play, a couple other holes, and then you go and back in. Like once you go inland, like my caddy was telling me, he goes,
My guy's
"This-
got a caddy.
well,
You have to
get
there.
You have to get a caddy.
Yeah,
you have to. You have to.
They don't
I
let you
know
play
it.
without one.
But you go in there, and the guy goes, "This is where it gets fun." And then, I mean, dude, there's deer just running across fairways, and I mean,
Yeah.
I've never experienced anything like Spyglass.
I think I'm gonna go. This is gonna be only one for myself. I'm gonna play Wolf Creek again
Oh God, you got to.
because I owe it to myself.
Can I?
Because he played so bad.
I played so bad.
He. I've never seen you play that bad.
I haven't played that bad at fucking Red Hawk. I haven't played that bad
I don't think I've seen you play that bad in 4 years.
ever.
Are you
mean,
okay? Are you okay with saying what your handicap is?
Yeah, I'm a 5.
What'd you shoot?
90 fucking 9 or something. It was
It
embarrassing.
was a rough day.
Yikes.
It was a rough
That's
day.
the only reason I'm going that again, and that's a badass course for sure. I mean,
It was badass.
It's a badass course. That's the only reason I'm playing that one again, and I'm gonna play. I feel like I want to play 17 at the Players, but I want to play Carnoustie. I want to play.
There's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's-
It's hard to go down to 3. I think I would play. I think I would go.
But are you dead set on St. Andrews and Wolf Creek as your 2?
I'm going Wolf Creek just for personal reasons.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know I
Yeah.
can beat that course.
No, for sure.
I know I can beat that
Yeah,
course.
for sure.
That course also would have to be with the same 4 players, just to prove to myself. Like,
So we believe you.
yeah. So I believe that I shot. I mean, I played so good the day before. It was like it was an out of character bad round. It wasn't the course either that beat me.
We all have
yeah. I would do
Alright.
that one again.
You played like dog shit.
Played like it was
And you-
embarrassing.
you- and
it
you
was
know-
like
you
it
know
was
how
like
much
I
I love you?
It was
You know
like
how much I love you?
Yeah, I know. It was like I hadn't played before.
But
But I also didn't ruin the trip.
Not at all.
I'm not that guy.
But that was the point I was gonna make. Is he was such a. This is a terrible word to use, but you
Trooper.
were such a trooper.
Yeah.
What a trooper.
It was horrible.
you were. He was.
Ribo, you would have beat me that day.
It was
What's that say about me, man?
You're not as good as I
not
am.
a great golfer.
Well, no.
You're not
but-
as good as I am.
I felt so bad because I knew how much you were looking forward to that
Yeah.
experience, and I was just like,
Didn't help that I drank
Fuck,
like
man.
400 Jamesons before the night before. I was probably up until 5 a.m. We teed off at 10. I didn't do myself any justice by
no,
doing what I did.
No.
But I also played so good the day before. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna tear this bitch
I'm
up.
good.
I'm gonna fuck this course up. I beat everyone the day before. I killed it. I was like, yeah. And it wasn't any. I think it was a little tougher. It wasn't that much tougher. It wasn't like it was a tough course.
Now, people that are listening won't know, but Cameron sprayed his first shot right.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, he found it. He's good. You hossled your second one.
Oh yeah.
No, you didn't
No,
hosel.
no,
you didn't
I-
hosel.
yeah.
I was gonna say
But-
I don't know if I've ever seen him
but-
hosel.
Oh, I've
But-
hostled shots on that day.
But you blocked it.
Oh yeah.
30 yards right of
Oh, it was
where
horrible.
even in play could
Horrible.
possibly be, and I was
Horrible.
like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Horrible.
Uh-oh. Here we
Horrible.
go.
One of
Here
those
we go.
days.
I made a birdie on Wolf Creek, just so everybody knows. Found it for one hole, made a birdie, won me a bunch of money. I was good to go. But I'm going back there, and I'm going to the players course.
You're going TPC
yeah,
Sawgrass?
Sawgrass.
You're going
yeah.
Sawgrass?
Just because I want to play that 17th hole.
Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah.
That-
St. Andrews is my number one, though.
I'm doing St. Andrews. I gotta do Pinehurst.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
It's gonna kick my ass,
Yeah.
and that's fine. But I gotta play the original. It's over 130 years old.
Yeah.
I gotta do it. It's one of the oldest golf courses in America. Played majors there. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
The third, that's where, kind of to
There's
your
so
point,
many.
where it gets so tricky.
Yeah.
I mean, don't hold a gun to my head with this, but I think I might play Spyglass again.
Again.
I shot an 84 and I made an 8 on a par 3.
Yeah. I thought about playing Rams Hill just because I love it that much.
That's also, yeah.
I love it that much to where I'm like, I know I would enjoy my time.
Cameron, don't talk about that. We don't want people to know.
Yeah, I know, it's a secret. It's a gem. It's a gem in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, shh.
Yeah.
So this is assuming you have 5 months.
5 months. Now, granted, I said I wanted to play for a month, so
Yeah,
my
yeah.
original
You could
plan
probably
was
get
to
in.
go
We're going
for-
You
top
could
three.
probably get in 20 rounds.
So
easy.
Well, no travel time, stuff like that.
Yeah,
if you're flying,
you're
you're
probably
gonna
right,
get
yeah.
20 rounds.
Yeah, probably 15 and 20.
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah, you're right.
I would do St. Andrews for sure as well, and
Walk
then
over the bridge.
I would do Pebble because I've never played it,
Yeah.
and then my third one would be the Colony, Cal
Nice.
Oaks.
Love it.
Where you grew up?
Yeah, it's the first
Yeah.
first course I played. My grandpa lived on the course.
I won your grandpa's tournament there.
Did you?
Claim to fame.
Love that. And yeah, so like if
Harold,
Harold,
rest in peace.
R.I.P. That's a great man.
Yeah.
That's what I want to
I
emulate.
won Harold's marine golf tournament
think
with
I
your
remember
dad.
Really?
Your dad, myself, Kyle, and another buddy from high school, Rio. We won the
That's a great foursome.
inaugural Colony
Yeah.
something. We shot like 12 under.
I know it wasn't a great field, but yeah, that's that. It's just
I'll go
Like
play
I
the.
said,
You
that
guys
the-
want to go play the Colony sometime?
I
soon?
would love to do that.
I actually would
Us three and UB would go play the Colony.
Can we do that?
Every
no
time
dri-
every time
no
I play
drivers
it-
allowed because you can't hit a driver there.
Every time I play there, there's something special to me about playing there.
Losing your ball when you're not supposed to.
All right.
It's
So,
yeah, that a lot, but it's
so we each made a commitment. Excuse me.
This month,
We made a commitment for our own deal for this month.
yes.
we'll add that to it.
This is a commitment.
This
All right.
month, we're playing the three
Let's
of us
play.
in UB at the Colony.
Shitty course, but it's fun.
Okay.
Dog
to me,
track.
to me. Okay, I have one more question. So, we've talked all this time about if we have 5 months to live, what we want to accomplish, what we want to do, how we would look at things differently. My question is, why don't we live that way all the time?
This feels like a nightcap.
Because I can't quit my job.
Well, forget about that. I mean more the mindset.
The mindset you can do, the logistics of it you can't.
I'd agree with Cameron on that.
Yeah, you
Like you
can't.
can't.
So there's a certain level of life that's maintenance, right? And
I
there's a
can't go
certain
with
level-
Tybo right now if he goes, hey man, let's take off for a fucking month and play every course that we want to.
Well,
It's not a realistic thing.
Let me take it a different way. Like I feel like a lot of our five, maybe not so much so in what we choose to do, but I think what you're saying is kind of like, just fuck it. Let's just live how we want to live, kind of ideal. And I think it sounds good. And I think a lot of people could do it, and there are people that do it
Rich people.
mostly, but I'm speaking for me. I'll just say for me, there's people that I know I see on a day-to-day basis, whether it's work or off work, where I go, I can't afford to do these things because I know I see them every day. And if I just burn bridges, that's not a way that I could live life. Now, are there different ways that I could
Interact.
So life is more about, and I'm not disagreeing
Yeah,
with
I'm
that
trying to
because
find a
I
good
love
way
that
to put it.
But
I
I
know
think
what I want to say, but I don't know the
I
right
think
way
what
to
it
say
comes down to is life is more about maintenance than it is truth, for most.
For sure.
Yeah, yeah.
And-
It's just realistic.
Well, I know, but
It
is
is
that
maintenance.
really
Is it healthy?
living?
No. I would.
Oh no, I mean, there also goes.
Fuck,
I mean,
that is deep.
I understand what you're saying, but at the end of the day, you still have responsibilities if you don't have 5 months to live. I have responsibilities 10 years down the road. I have responsibilities 20 years down the road that I can't.
Right.
That I can't just go. I'm gonna go blow my entire fucking savings going on a month long.
Well, let's take the
$100,000
No,
golf
I'm-
trip.
I'm not saying
yeah,
that.
Yeah,
I'm not
let's
saying
take
that.
monetary value out
Yeah,
of it.
yeah. I'm not
Yeah.
necessarily saying that. I'm saying just a general approach to more so the relationship side. Like
I can't kill anybody.
Are you so
more
right
so
about-
like okay, just tell the truth. Say how you feel. Do what you think is the truth to you, and like less maintenance. Like
You're talking less of the monetary, but more of just living in
yes,
the moment,
Yes.
in a
Yes.
sense, right? Like
Yes.
live in the moment.
I can do a
Right?
better job of that.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at it,
I'm
frankly.
terrible
But
at it.
this
I'm
whole thing
terrible
got
at
me
it.
thinking like
I try to.
why do I not live no, I'm not saying do all this completely, like that
Yeah.
is
I'm not
unrealistic.
asking
It's
you
just,
to
it's just
go
unrealistic.
purge.
Yeah.
But why not take a little bit of that and put it into your
Apply
life? And
it.
I think if everyone did that, we'd all live better lives.
Absolutely. You
Like if you told a little bit more of the truth, yeah, you might piss some people off. If you take that, but it's okay, you're telling the truth. If you take that trip that you've been, waiting to take that you made, I mean, fuck, we might all go to sleep and never wake up. Like that could happen, right?
I've been planning on a trip to Italy for years. If I don't wake up tomorrow, I'll never get to see that.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Every year that I let it go by, I what do I say? There's always next year.
Right.
I can just do it next year.
Right.
Fuck
Yeah.
that. You never know.
And
So I get that.
Yeah, and I'm not saying you get to an unrealistic thing, but I think it is something that we don't remind ourselves enough of. Like, if tomorrow never comes, man. Not to quote the great Garth Brooks, but also to quote the great Garth Brooks. If tomorrow never comes, like, will that person know that I loved him? Will I have lived my best life? Will I have gotten every ounce of like what I'm supposed to get out of this?
All right, so I'm gonna get deep on my personal perspective. Do you guys ever have those thoughts before you go to bed or after a
do.
week?
I do.
You go, man,
I haven't slept in months.
I should have
Cam doesn't sleep. Cam's a vampire.
I don't sleep.
like dead ass. Like I'm being dead serious.
Yes.
every
Like,
single night.
Yes.
Do I wish like I've had times like I'll just say it like with my grandparents, like I've done a bad job in the last couple months not reaching out, and I'd say once a week I go, why do you do that? Like just reach out to them, just say hello, because you never know when their last time or
Yours.
mine might be the last. Like I think it's a really good question to ask. Like
Well, I think it's beneficial. It's not, it's not to like make people feel guilty or to
No.
like scare people, but I think it is beneficial when you put things into perspective. Like I have, like gotten into a fight with Haley, for example, and been like, okay, if I were to die tomorrow, or she would, heaven forbid, like, does this really fucking matter?
Is it worth it?
It's not, and
Yeah.
99% of the time, oh, actually, so far 100% of the time, it's not worth it. Or if I think like, I don't really want to go do that, and then I think, well, if I didn't have tomorrow, like, would I do it? And it's like, yeah, I'd go fucking do it, no questions asked. And like, I don't know how realistic it is. Maybe it's a little bit more, Peter Pan-esque in my mind, or not. but
Idealistic.
it's idealistic, but at the same time, like, I think we all need a little bit more idealistic thinking in our lives to live
agree.
our best lives.
I
Like,
agree.
the
Yeah.
people that accomplish the best things, like, started off with a dream that was at one point unrealistic.
Yeah.
Like, it just was. Like, if The Rock was sitting next to us and he was our fourth guest, and it was The Rock when he was 16, and he was like, okay, I'm going to do all this. I'm going to be named the most influential person in the world, which he just was. I'm going to be this. I'm going to be that. We'd be like,
I'm gonna say, dude, you're gonna be a walk-on defensive
Yeah.
end at Miami.
Dwayne, you can't even drink beer right now. Go order something else.
You're gonna be a walk-on
Yeah,
defensive end at the U during the prime time of one of the best college football fucking teams ever, and you're gonna tell me the walk-on is gonna be more successful than any guy on that team?
We'd laugh at him for sure.
I'd laugh at the guy.
I also, yeah,
I laugh
I
at
think
that.
I take a
Though
different.
he's unrealistic.
I think I take a different approach to things like that, which is maybe not great. I'm very realistic,
But-
like, and to a fault,
There's a place for that too.
for sure. No, and I'm just telling you my truth is that I'm very, very realistic.
But-
I'm realistic when it comes to everything. Like,
So-
so if
It's all
If-
X's and it's all
it's
O's.
all X's and O's, there's no gray for me.
I'm the same way. But
There's no like, you could just do this. Well, yeah, I could, but that doesn't make fucking sense.
I'm the same way, Cam. But I think the difference between you and I is, and please check me if I'm out of line, but if I have those same thoughts where it's X and O, black and white. This is how things are, and I understand that, shades of gray, whatever. But when I go to bed at night, I think about that shit.
I do too.
all the time.
That's exactly why I said it's to a fault.
I was going to ask you, do you think that more so gets in your way or more so is a benefit to you? That trait.
I think it works in both ways. I think it does. I think it protects me. I think I take that as a protection, as much as you want to think that, me especially, I like to think that I'm a fucking hardened human being. I am the way I am because I protected myself and I did these things to a fault, 100%. But it also, in my current climate and what I'm my life right now, for what I'm doing, those are the best choices that I've calculated out. See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
I get it.
no, I get
Because
it.
I'm a lot like that
and
too.
is it healthy? Maybe not.
Well,
But it's the way I deal with things.
yeah. I mean, no.
For
one
me to take on less and give more to something else makes more sense to me. Rather than take on the things that are like, I should probably fucking deal with this. It's eating at me daily, but I'd rather own it myself, take it on myself, and push every ounce of everything else I have into what I know is productive. And that may be a productive thing after a minute, or it might be something that I could just pick up my phone and call somebody and go, hey man, or hey you, what are we doing fucking here? Why are we doing this? Whereas like I look at it and I just go, why? What am I gonna, what is it gonna better? Is it gonna better me? Is it gonna better my family? Maybe not. But it's gonna, maybe it'll break a bridge. Maybe in the long run it's gonna make me better. But me, calculated Cameron, goes, nah, fuck it. Spend your energy on the things that you know are productive.
that's an underrated talent as well, because I have the blessing and the curse, more so the curse, I think, of having a scattered mind.
Oh, I do too.
I have one idea and I work on it, and or one goal and I work on it, and then something bigger and better in my mind comes along, and you know, I'm kind of right in the middle. I would say I think that you're like 95% realist.
That's all me.
Maybe 100%.
all day long.
Yeah.
I'm checks and balances.
Yeah. I probably
all day long.
I probably
And
have
I just go,
70% realist.
this is probably what I should do. But at the end of the day, is it going to weigh out to where
Yeah.
it's going to be beneficial for what I have going on? And if it's not, I go, bam, out of sight, out of mind. But then at night, when I don't sleep, I mean, I sleep fucking 2 hours a night. Everybody, I mean, that's a thing.
Vampire.
That's just what I do.
Vampire.
Yeah, it's not a great fucking thing that I do. I wish I could sleep 10 hours a day. I mean, it's just not how I'm wired. But there's not a day that goes by that I don't lay down in bed and I just sit there and I go, fuck, man, what are you doing here? Why are you holding on to that? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And then it comes back to like, my whole thing, this is such a shitty fucking trait when you say pride.
Pride. Yeah.
When you say pride, when I call it pride, any other fucking sane human being would go, you're a stubborn dipshit.
Yeah.
But when I look at it, I go, fuck that. That's pride, man. You're not giving into this bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't
Healthy? No.
pride's one
By
of the seven
no,
sins?
by
Is it
no,
not?
by no way is it healthy. For sure.
Pride's
But
one
I
of the
can
seven
tell you right
sins, is
now,
it not?
when I look at it, I go,
Saying.
this is not going to better my life with my kid.
Don't let
And that's
pride
the-
get in
and-
the way.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Is it healthy? No. But it's the way I've worked my life into, this is how I deal with things. This is what I do. And I have people in my life that have obviously told me in different ways, one way or the other, dude, you can't fucking live like that. I'm like,
Right.
no, I can. I've proved it.
But-
I've proved that I can live this way.
Everyone's got a different system.
For sure.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what I was getting at. And if it works for somebody else, that's what I'm like. My great friend Kyle, one of my best friends, my brother in life, like we're thick as thieves. He is the exact opposite when it comes to things like that.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, you gotta fucking let it go. And I'm
chill
like,
out.
I can't let it go. I cannot let it go. I can't. And he goes, why, man? What's it gonna help you? And I go, because that person's gonna know that I won.
So that's,
Disgusting. Disgusting. I get it.
And
When I say it out loud, it disgusts me.
No, I don't. I
But
wouldn't
I
necessarily say
still,
it's
I still go
disgusting.
back to it and I go, you know what? Fuck it, man. That's how I live my life.
I don't think it's disgusting. I think
Yeah.
it's actually human nature. I think it's harder to be like, who gives a shit? I think that's
I
harder.
envy those people. I envy the people that can just go, they go to sleep at night and they sleep for 8 hours and they just go, yeah, man, you know, that guy was a dickhead to me. I don't, let him be a dickhead. And I'm like, no, fuck that guy. I won't talk to him for a year.
I'm kind of that guy. I kind of am.
The don't give a fuck guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm that
I-
guy. I'm more that guy too.
yeah.
I
yeah.
am not that guy.
Because you know what? You know what? In my mind, when I go to sleep before I get my 8 hours, I go, you know what? Fuck that guy. I'm not gonna let him ruin my next 8 hours
Exactly.
and the rest of my life. Like, fuck him.
Yeah, I agree.
I
I'm gonna
envy
let
you.
it go.
I envy
I'm
you.
gonna let it go.
I envy you.
I'm gonna let it go.
I do, and I've told you that. I mean, we've been
Yeah.
through
Yeah.
situations where I
Yeah.
go, I can't fucking let it go. I can't. It'll fucking irk me to my core if I just don't let that person know that they fucked up.
It is. I think there's a fine line, and again, we're all different people. We all handle things in different ways. For me, like letting it go is my catharsis, as opposed to holding on and being upset. And part of what makes you a great person and what you do is the fact that you use that and you kind of turn it into making you better. In a way.
Yeah.
In a way.
I try.
You try.
Yeah.
But for me, I just go, oh, fuck them. Whatever. Now,
Yeah.
if they had a valid point on whatever we were talking about or whatever it was, that's when I stay up all night and I go,
Yeah.
okay,
Grind your gears.
okay, what do I need to do to get better? But if
Yeah.
some dude's just talking shit on the street, and I'm not saying that
Yeah.
keeps you up at night, but or makes you be upset. But if a person goes in that situation, so fuck them. I just keep living my life. I'm doing my own thing.
I agree.
That's what I said. I envy that.
Fuck them.
I envy
Fuck 'em.
that mindset. I do.
It's
I just feel like to me, I am.
both sides. Both sides have benefit and a curse, right?
I have.
Yeah.
My side's a little more passive, where I go, you know what,
Yeah.
fuck them, and probably I let people get away with a little more than what they probably should get away with,
That's what I was gonna say.
as opposed to being like, you know what, fuck that, I'm cutting that shit off right here, and that shit ain't happening again.
My whole thing to me is, I'm so loyal as a person. Like my word is is a bond. That's what it is. If I tell you I'm gonna fucking do something, I'm gonna do it. And when somebody breaks that, I go, that means that you don't fucking care. And if that's right or wrong, that's what it is. But that's the way I look at it, and I will fucking fester on it, and I'll go, you know what? Fuck that fucking guy. Like that's just how I'm wired.
It just
I'm
comes
wired
down-
that way.
It comes down to a different set of values, I think, on that.
No, for sure.
As
And
far as that.
and I get it, man. People have things, and people are different than me. 100%, I understand. I get it, but that doesn't change how I think about that person. And that's just how I've always lived my life, and that's how I'm gonna live my life.
I don't think that's bad, and
Yeah, I
you know
agree.
what, and with that being said,
Next week,
I think
Next
that-
week's gonna be good.
I think that next week, with the top 5 things, if you had to give life advice, or a quote, or a saying, whatever it is,
something to take away from you as a person to give to somebody else.
what would you
It-
do?
Top
so it's top 5 pieces of life advice from us, not that we've been given, but that we would give. This was another listener
Yes,
suggested topic.
listener suggested, and probably geared towards me.
This is gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
I think this is gonna.
I'm actually really excited for next
Yeah.
week. Like, I think next week we're gonna get into some really interesting. Yeah,
You guys are gonna see the.
I've already got one.
You guys are
2,
gonna see
3.
the very intense part of me.
It's gonna be good.
Good.
I think
Yeah.
it'll give people a good insight to who we are.
That's
Yeah.
and I think that's the best.
Individually.
Yeah, I think that's the
Top
best thing.
5. It's gonna be good.
All right, guys.
I'm so ready.
Tune in next week. Follow us on all the platforms.
So follow us on Instagram, Twitter. 5 on it pod, and that's on Twitter and Instagram. Again, the more input we get, the better it is.
Yep.
More suggestions.
Yep.
We always recommend that. I mean, we'll take any top 5 that you guys have. Don't
Yeah.
give us top 5
Nonsense.
athletes, but give us your input, and
We'll do it.
yeah.
And then we got 5 on it on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe
Yes, sir.
and hit the little bell, because if you hit the bell, I believe you get a
notification.
an alert when we go live.
Typically
All right.
around like 8 o'clock ish on
Yeah.
Tuesdays, but
We were a little late tonight. That's my fault. I'll
no,
take
no,
that.
no, no,
Alright.
not blaming it on you.
See you later, motherfuckers.
Bye.
Peace out.